What is up, miniguns? Welcome back to the Pop-Off, where we talk about tons of different topics. We also upload Monday through Friday every single day, different topics, and on Friday, we upload all of those topics in one giant video, and the Friday video includes a user topic that was not included in any of the other videos. Guys, if you want to subscribe and hit that bell icon, you guys get notified every time we upload videos, so you don't miss it, and you can be part of that notification squad. This is episode 1, and Woods has a topic for us.
That's right. All right. So I want to discuss strange dreams.
All right.
Also, as a bonus, if you can, what do you think those weird dreams mean? You know?
Because every dream has like a meaning behind it, dude.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, does it?
Does
Yeah,
it really?
dude.
Well,
if you dream about like your teeth getting knocked out, you're afraid that someone's gonna punch you in the face, right? Like, I mean, like I feel like
yeah,
that's what
some
it
part
is.
of your subconscious is like, ooh.
Does that mean everything has
Hold on.
meaning, though?
What is your subconscious?
No, you know.
Is that what that is?
I'm saying if you can, if you think you have an idea of what that weird dream is, just say it. If you don't, then don't say it.
It's all up to
I don't
you.
think I can say
It's
it
all
if I
up
don't
to
have an
you.
idea.
Thank you for your
Well,
permission.
then don't say it. If you do have an idea, say it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
How simple can you get?
All right, so what was yours? What's your what is your
dream?
strange
Kick us off.
dream?
Kick us off, bro.
Actually,
Give me an
I gotta
example.
think about mine.
Okay, I have one then.
Okay, sweet.
Okay, so
Let's go first.
the strangest dream I had, probably ever, and I sound like Patrick now because I'm
Speaking hyperbole.
You'll learn that Patrick always talks in hyperboles, and everything he says goes, I'm not joking. This
know I
is
say this a lot.
possibly the best blank ever, like of all time.
I've had some
No.
great blanks, but this might be the best blank ever.
No. I think the strangest dream that I had happened when I was, I want to say like 6 or 7. And it's one of those dreams that like you don't know that you're asleep.
hate
Right?
those,
Like you
dude. I
feel,
hate
you
those.
100% feel like
It's like
you're
real
awake.
life.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hate those.
So this is in a house that I lived in Las Vegas, and it was really creepy because we had stairs like going up, and then it would almost be a U-turn, and you'd go back into our room. And essentially, what happened was like we'd always leave that door open, and I was laying down one night, and I hear like just footsteps in the hallways.
Gotta
And-
close all doors, dude.
and it's-
first mistake.
For me, every night.
Yes, check the closets.
Yep.
So I just hear footsteps, and obviously, like when you're 6, you just cover yourself with your blanket, like your face. So it was pitch black in the room, and you just hear footsteps, just like
Just like that?
just like that.
Nice.
So
And
Walking on top
sound
of a
like-
ping pong table, dude. Like,
keep in mind, I was 6 years old. I was 6 years old.
this is old.
6 years old, so I'm like shivering under the.
Was it cold?
It was pretty cold.
Cold, dark night.
And
It's cold, dark night.
and I swear I was under there for maybe like 10 minutes, and I just hear the footsteps stop in my bedroom. I feel like you're looking at me like you don't believe me. They just stop in my so I gain the courage to essentially look under the covers.
Next mistake.
Dude, and
Under the covers?
see, look under. Yeah, like you lift the covers.
No, dude, that's
to
your
look
next
under.
mistake. Because
Okay.
if you're completely under the covers, anybody who comes in the middle of the night, you're invisible. When you lift up the covers, you're visible again, dude. That's your second mistake.
Yeah, I
Two
learned
so
this.
far.
No,
Two
but I
so
learned
far.
that because as soon as I lifted it up, there was an eyeball staring
dude, no.
right back at me. I'm not
I would be
joking.
done.
No, I'm not joking. I lifted it up, a giant eyeball was just looking straight at me, and I just slammed it back down.
Because that helps.
Too much Lord of the Rings, bro. Calm down with the giant eyeballs.
No, dude.
right into the eye of
And
Sauron.
I did not move after that point, and the next time I moved, it was sunlight outside, and I booked it to my parents' room and cried for like an hour. I'm not joking, and I don't remember waking up, and I don't remember going to sleep.
That is so
I don't
creepy.
remember either one.
See, I would be out, dude. I'd be
I
done.
think that's the creepiest part is not remembering, like,
Not-
waking
yeah.
up and going
Yeah.
to sleep.
Serious.
I've had dreams
Yeah.
where like you wake up and then like you think you're like awake and then you see something again and then you wake up again, and I hate those. But I've never had one where you just
Always
never
do
wake
that,
up.
Especially when I was in high school, I would have to get up early in the morning to get ready for school. I'd get up, I'd shower, brush my teeth, get dressed, and then all of a sudden I'd hear my mom just yelling at me, and then I'd wake up.
You're just a bad kid? I don't understand.
No, she'd be like, "Get up!
You're
You gotta get to
sleepwalking
school.
again."
You gotta get to school now." And I'd
What?
wake
I told
up.
you to shower this week. What are you doing, man?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's pretty creepy. Mine isn't as creepy. Mine's just actually kind of like, mine's terrifying in the real sense. So like, I have a bunch. So we could go on for like 20 minutes just on mine if you want to. But the one I'll pick for sure. The one I'll pick for sure is, have y'all ever seen the movie Zathura? It's like the sequel to Jumanji where the house is like in space.
Yes, heard about it.
Yeah. Heard about it. Haven't seen it.
I have seen it.
Heard it was a not
Good
great
watch.
movie, so I didn't watch it. It was 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
No. So our house like lifted up from the planet, okay? And like our entire yard was like above in the sky. And so I was just chilling like on the edge of your yard, like looking down to like the abyss as you do, I guess, I don't know. And just thinking, okay, if I fall off, I'm dead, obviously, because we're like thousands and thousands of miles into the sky. And then all of a sudden this like really strong wind just pushes me like in my back and I fall off, and I kid you not, I wake up with the ceiling fan like 2 inches away from my face and I fall onto my bed.
No.
I like in my sleep apparently stood up in my bed and then jumped, because I was a little kid, jumped and fell, as in like the action in my dream. Because apparently like there's this whole thing where if you're dreaming about something, like they've filmed people dreaming of like, you know, they say, oh, I always get run over by a car and like I break my hand. And then while they're dreaming, they're punching their hand and they wake up with bruises because like they're dreaming in action. And so they're making that action seem like it's real life. And that like kind of almost happened to me.
I think that's demon possession. I don't think that's what.
Patrick, I think you should talk to a doctor about this. Like,
That's
it's
intense,
freaky, dude. It was freaky.
This brings me to the question: how do we know dreams are dreams?
Ooh,
You don't.
that's a
How
good
do you know if
question.
a dream
I'll
is
be
a
right
dream? You know, what if like some of this is like actually happening? What if it's astral projection?
That's
And you
terrifying.
properly. Astral projection. You know,
Astral projection.
'Cause sometimes
I
you
feel
have-
like you just made that up.
No, you never heard of astral projection?
Not at all.
It's definitely a thing.
Okay, definitely.
It exists. It's pretty much like you're able to like I think like travel into different places with your mind, for even though your body's in one
That's
place.
sick.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm not super knowledgeable about astral projection by any means,
Wait,
but
what?
Hey, you know the term, so
What am I
that's more than
talking
me.
there's stuff that's happening and like you just like, oh yeah, I was just dreaming and sleeping, but like, how do you know? You know, you
That's
don't.
freaky, dude.
So pretty interesting thought. I mean,
He
you
just
can always
wants
be
to
like,
flex his
Knowledge.
brain muscles on us.
no, I'm just asking, like genuine question. But
Well, it is.
I mean,
It's within the topic. So.
He gets one excuse this time.
you got to get a
Can
genuine
I just
question.
point out that Patrick had to pick the squeakiest chair? Like,
Is y'all's chair squeaky?
Mine's okay.
You
No,
just
mine's
picked the
fine.
wrong one, dude. I don't know what you want from me.
Mine's
It's
all
your
right.
big butt, Gunner.
Okay.
All right, stop
all right.
before I get a headache.
Yeah, for real. Everyone's tuned out. Our attention just dropped like crazy right there.
Same. Yeah, mine. I've had like 3 that like really stand out. I had like a bunch of weird dreams for sure, but I like the first one. That's the main weird one. When I was a really young kid, your boy just hated witches, kind of thing, you know. So like I had a dream. I was
Your boy just hated
I had a
witches,
dream.
dude.
I was getting chased by like 3 witches, and like they had like a cauldron, like on like rollers, just like putting that thing around. And then I ran into this like all white room, and it was like just like IKEA size, like I'm stacked 3 IKEAs. You know what I'm saying? And it's just all McDonald's playhouses. You know.
What is that? What
I don't feel like this
It's
is a scary. Is this?
Oh,
it's
get
not-
ready. It's gonna get
Oh,
scary.
get
I don't
ready.
understand the
Buckle
problem.
up, bud.
So yeah, so like I'm like, and here's the thing: you can't climb the playhouse and go down the slides. You have to climb up the slides. Isn't that terrible?
that
So I'm
is
running away from these witches, and luckily they're not climbing up the slides
As you
after
do,
me.
as you
Yeah,
do.
they're smart. They're not climbing up the slides after me. They're just waiting because they know I'm gonna fall
gonna
back
slide
down.
down.
So I'm sliding up all these slides, dude. Whoosh. And then, dude, one misstep.
Noise.
All the way back
Love
down.
the sound effects.
Yeah, and then I grab back on, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try again. No, fall down. They put me in the cauldron. Your boy died. Woke up.
Well, isn't there this like thing that like people think that if you die in your dream, you die in real life? Isn't that a thing?
Well, it's
How
'cause
are you
always wake up
alive
before
right
you
now?
die.
Are you alive? Is this a dream? Like, dude,
All right,
I'm freaking
Tanner.
out right
Calm
now.
down, Tanner. You know what I'm saying?
No, but like, okay, so every
You don't
time
have a
that you
strong
die
grasp
in
on
your
reality, do you?
Shut up.
every time that you die in your dream, do you think that's like your subconscious telling you like possibly that's how you're going to die?
Dude,
How
stay
you gonna
away
go?
from
I don't know
McDonald's
how you-
playhouses,
I don't know how
Tanner.
your subconscious-
Yeah, I was like, maybe.
Never go to a McDonald's.
I would.
How would
be-
your subconscious know how you're gonna die?
How do you know what your subconscious knows?
Yeah,
You're
woods.
conscious.
Honestly, the brain is a scary place. It's,
Yeah, it is.
That's also
No,
true.
You know, your brain can. How do I word this? Your brain has enough brain power to literally scare itself and your body to death if it wanted to. But the way our brains are wired, can't do that. But some people have been just scared to death by their
Dude,
own
we're all
brains.
mesmerized by what you're saying. We're all just like, dude,
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
that is
Like,
really
Yeah,
interesting.
it's scary too. That's how
Yeah.
much like you could just have that's how much power your brain has.
Well, yeah.
and
What's
you could
that
just
movie
not
that
have
came
any
out?
power over
What's
it.
that movie that came out like a couple years ago where like you could unlock your brain and you can do so much like psychic powers and stuff?
Yeah, but that's based on a fallacy. You know, like the whole like
Yeah.
there's like that statement that's like you
Family
only
friendly,
use 10% of your brain. Like that's just like it makes me want to kill myself whenever I hear that.
That's
Shouldn't say
terrible.
that.
Yeah, it's
That
because
makes
most of your
me- that makes
brain
me-
is working your body.
No, it's because your brain works. Your other parts of your brains are for other parts of things, right? Like it's like saying like
lungs and-
when a stoplight's green, it's only using 33% of its brain. Like no, it's like it's just it's like saying a stoplight only uses 33% of its brain because it's like.
Dude, stoplights have brains?
But no, but like think of it like that. Like just because a stoplight's on green doesn't mean it can't work on yellow and on red, right?
At the same time.
Yeah.
They can, if it technically. Well, yeah, it doesn't, but it can. Not the point. Okay, but that's the same thing. Your brain just has different uses for different things at different times.
yeah.
So people are like, oh, dude, you got to unlock the other 90%. You can fly. So I'm like, nah, man, that's not how your brain works.
I think you're fine on something else. If someone tells me that, like, you're on
But-
something else, dude.
Yeah, and then I've had some other really spooky dreams as well.
Yeah.
I'll do a quick synopsis of those.
Dude,
One-
let's have Woods,
Yeah, Woods,
tell
tell me your
his, and then
dream.
we'll go back over again if we have any more.
What was your dream, Woods?
You know, I'm pretty interested on all of your guys' dreams. Kind of
Was it to be a strong, independent woman?
Because that one is
that's
success.
IRL, dude.
That one, well, you've already succeeded.
yeah.
Are you Martin Luther King? Do you have a dream?
Do you have
That's pretty good.
All right.
solid joke?
Well, this I don't know if it's the strangest dream, but it's one that I've always remembered as a child. I had this next door neighbor, and his name is Joe.
In the dream or in real life?
In real life,
Okay,
IRL. And we were best friends. We grew up together since we were like two to about 13 or 14. And his mom was like my second mom, Kelly.
Okay.
And I always had this random dream like once a month, and it was basically I wasn't there. It was kind of just like a first. Well, maybe I was there. I don't know. It was like a camera shot.
Wait, you weren't at your own dream?
Yeah, is that possible?
I don't know. It didn't feel like I was in my dream.
Okay.
Kind of get
That's
this.
Like you were
Yeah.
observing what was
I was
happening.
observing,
Gotcha.
yeah. And it was just this backdrop, and it kind of looked like, you know how when you close your eyes and you look up at the sun or a light, and it's like this orange, like, I don't know, it's like this morphed orange backdrop, almost.
Yeah.
But that backdrop was like pulsating like a heart. So
What
it
the
would-
heck is
Yeah.
that?
Dude, you are awesome.
And so I would be watching this backdrop, and it'd be pulsating, no noise, and like slowly but surely, Kelly would make her way around with a stroller, and Joe, from like when we were 3 or 4, would be in the stroller. And she would never get too close for me to see Joe, but I could see her and I could see the stroller. And as she's walking by, the backdrop would keep pulsating and pulsating. And now, mind you, it doesn't sound like a creepy dream.
Yeah.
But it happens so often that I would
It was like a recurring
I
dream.
would fear this. Yeah, I would hate it. And I don't know why it happened. I don't know. It just gave me the worst feeling ever.
Dude.
I don't know why. I don't
That
know
that
what
is
it
creepy.
means.
Yeah, that
Honestly,
is creepy. That's
Like,
like
are-
something that I feel like your subconscious is telling. Is like,
Yeah.
because like,
But it's
when
so
you're
vague.
dreaming random stuff, I feel like it could just be random. But if it's like a recurring dream, I feel like that's like a
Yeah,
message
that's-
in your head, like in the back of your mind that like you just can't think of like during like the day.
But
and
I don't
like, in
know
dream.
because I've had one recurring dream in my
So have
entire
I,
life.
so have I.
I've had
It's
one,
all
and it
issues.
makes no sense. And
Yeah.
my
Neither
recurring
does mine.
dream is me being.
Is it the witches?
No.
No, but it's like it actually like continued. It wasn't like necessarily like one dream happening the same dream happening repeatedly, but it was like it would like almost like a movie. Like it would
Like an
go
episode.
and then the next episode was the next night. I've done that for an entire week, 7 days
that's
straight.
weird.
I had it right, and it was pretty much me being in like Japan / area, like very like Asian area. And I was like a warrior kind of guy, and I had like a katana, and like I was actually just like fighting ninjas, and like
That
and my
is
goal was
sick.
like to go and like yeah, it was craziest dream of my entire life. And it just reoccurred, and like I had like it was honestly like I had a mission every single night. It was really crazy. Maybe that's why I love Avatar so much. I don't know.
Maybe. That's what I feel
That's
like
a
recurring dreams, like, especially like, because like my recurring dream changed as well. It was like, okay, this is incredibly random. So I would have a dream, I don't know where it came from, that a T-Rex would be attacking my house. Don't know why. And I had a dog,
Don't
a
know why.
dachshund, that would defend my house each time. So the first time I had this dream, it was just the dachshund versus the T-Rex.
Dachshund
I
would you
woke up before who won, so I don't know who wins in that fight. I woke up before.
I do.
But and the second time I had this dream, there was 10 dachshunds, 10 of the same dog, and there was like, okay, I tried to figure out how to win this battle, dude, and I still don't know who won. Finally, like 10 times later, after having this dream like 10 times, it was like a horde of thousands of dachshunds, and we defeated the T-Rex, and I never had it again. It was like I was working through my head, how do I win this battle against a T-Rex each time?
Self-conscious was solving its own problem.
Exactly. So like,
It's like story mode.
yeah, so like a recurring dream like that where you're trying to like build on it, but like a recurring dream of just the same thing over and over again, that freaks me out, dude.
But
That
it
would
wasn't
be
even-
creepy.
But it's like not even the same thing. It's like
Well,
it's progressively the same thing.
mine was progressive. Like mine would be progressive, but was yours the exact same thing over and over again? It was like literally.
It wasn't the exact. It was very. It still had the same backdrop. Kelly with the stroller, and that was
Wow.
it. She would come at different angles.
Yeah.
That is
where I
so
was
weird,
looking
dude.
at
Because
it.
like that's like something you would think like has to have like another meaning. Because like mine is just like some random crap that's just like, okay, T-Rex attacking the house. Will the dachshund save it? Probably not, but let's find out on the next episode kind of thing. Well, but on
Will
yours,
Tanner
it's just
defeat the
like,
ninjas?
yeah,
Who
will
knows?
Tanner,
Yes.
what will Tanner's next mission be? But like,
Serious, yes. I will defeat the ninjas.
we'll defeat the ninjas.
It's
But like
definitely
yours
something
is
to go
just like,
into.
yours is just like, so I've never had a dream like that where it's just like an image, like a picture kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, you constantly have the same like backdrop, like you're saying. I've never had something like that. I've always had like stupid, like I've had a dream. If you don't know, I'm arachnophobic, kind of like Gunnar is. Gunnar, you're arachnophobic, right? Yeah?
Yeah, he's
Yes.
arachnophobic.
And so I'm arachnophobic. And the reason I'm arachnophobic is because I had a dream one night that a giant tarantula broke down my house and ate all my family. That's legitimately why I'm arachnophobic. Because I was not
Blessed.
I was not afraid of spiders ever before. And then all of a sudden I have this dream and I can't come near spiders anymore. Like a tarantula just legitimately ate all my family, was about to eat me, and I wake up. So I've had weird dreams like that where it's just completely random. But like
scary.
a backdrop dream I've never had before, where it's just like the same kind of just like you just see someone walking in the distance. Like I feel like that would creep me out more than a T-Rex attacking my house.
Yeah.
Because that's just like you're saying, it's not like scary in its sense, like in and of itself, but it's just like so incredibly creepy.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. That
Like-
freaks me out.
Like, have you seen that video where the woman smashes the mother's spider and all of a sudden all her babies start
Dude, don't
crawling
even
out,
talk, dude. I'm
Like,
going to freak out
No,
right
have
now.
you seen that though?
Yes.
It's
What
there's like
was it?
so it's this video that went viral. I want to say like in 2014, like 3 or 4 years ago, and it was this mother spider that was pregnant. And this woman goes to slap it on the ground and smashes the spider.
Oh, with the broom, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you know the video.
oh, with the room, right? Yeah.
Oh, with the broom.
Been there, done that.
literally,
Red handle? Yeah,
Millions,
okay.
Yeah.
millions of spiders just like come out of the broom. And
That
just,
happened
like,
to Paul at his
crawling
house
everywhere.
one night on a
It was
stream,
just,
dude. Yeah.
oh, it's
Yeah, that's
that's
oh god.
that would be the worst
That's an
dream of
actual
my life.
nightmare.
That is
An
legitimately
actual
nightmare.
Yeah,
do y'all have
absolutely.
do y'all have nightmares anymore? Because like when I was a kid,
I do, yeah.
I got like a dream catcher, and I don't necessarily think like dream catchers that like are really work, but for some reason
How
I
dare
like
you.
how dare you? Well, as a kid, I used to have really bad nightmares, like really bad, and I would
Yeah.
have to like call my dad into my room just to make sure everything was okay when I was a little kid. And so we got a dream catcher, and like legitimately, I barely have any dreams anymore.
Well, I think that's like a placebo
Placebo.
effect for your
Yeah.
self-conscious.
Oh, for
kinda.
sure. It's,
Yeah.
It's if you get
Yeah,
your mindset in the
placebo.
right place. Then
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that makes sense. Did anyone else have a dream catcher?
I
No?
wanted to bring. Oh no, not a dream.
I did. I had really bad nightmares as kids.
Yeah.
Like one of them, like I won't go too into detail. We can talk about this another time, I guess. But one of them was there was a line, always a perpetual line that would go around my house, and it would go through our hallway. And I used to sleep in my mom's room because I was so scared of the dark and of like myself, pretty much like crazy amounts of bad dreams. And it would pretty much just be like a conga line of like astronauts, but you couldn't see their face, like astronaut suits going in. And it would
That's-
go in her house. It would go in her room from the hallway, and then it would go out the glass door, and then it would go through the backyard, and then it would go around, and it just conga line, right?
Dude, that sounds like something from the Twilight Zone.
Oh, it was scary. It was for sure scary. And then pretty much like I was always too afraid to look, right? And then the one time like I really like tried to look for their face, like it literally like jolted and then like had like this like super scary, like you know like when you see the scary thing like on YouTube and like it'll be like, oh, like a
And then it
calm
pops
thing,
up.
and it'll show,
Yeah.
you know, kind of thing. That happened to me. very frightening, and I never looked again. And then after I slept in my room, after I slept in my bedroom after growing up a little bit, kind of went away, and then it showed up one night and disappeared.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
I think
spooky
I've had one dream that's happened about 4 times out like during the span of my lifetime, and probably one of the like most emotionally gutting experience in terms of dreams that I've had is it's a very simple dream. Literally, I'm just driving a car, and one of my siblings will be in the seat next to me in the passenger seat, and it's literally 5 seconds before we get into a car crash. And my sibling ends up dying from the car crash in this dream, and it's happened 4 times. And literally, it's been me and my mom, me and my little brother, me and my little sister, and then me and my older brother.
And it's been like a duration of 5 seconds before.
Pretty much, yeah. It's literally like there's like 3 seconds of me driving, all of a sudden hit the car. After we crash, I literally see like my deceased sibling in the.
Dude, that just got
That's
That's-
screwed up. Your
yeah,
brain
that's
is literally
terrifying.
playing back those moments before tragedy.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's every single time that has happened, I would just wake up crying because it's like I
Yeah.
have no like
Well,
I would never.
I would hope that you would like wake
Yeah,
up like
no.
kind of like messed up. You're just
Abs-
like,
yeah.
it just happened again. like
no, but it's definitely one
that's
of the like
that's terrifying.
yeah.
That would
most
mess me up.
terrifying
That would mess me up
feelings
too.
Ever.
That would mess me up too.
On a brighter note, I did want to bring this up.
Okay.
Have you guys heard of Julian Smith?
Yes.
Okay, I know you have.
I've heard of
We've watched the
Hot Kool-Aid.
videos. We've watched the videos when we were younger. Have you? Mm-mm. You?
I don't believe so. No.
No. Okay. So his most popular video was Malk or Milk. Like have you?
Malk.
Yeah.
Why would they call it malk? It's milk.
That's the whole premise of
Malk.
the video.
Ah, well,
is
there you
like,
go.
You said
I don't like
Malk
the way
or
it's
Malk
pronounced.
or Malk or Milk. Like
Okay.
they get upset about. Anyways, that's besides the point. He makes a video. What?
What? None of your business, dude. Leave me alone. It's my topic. I changed it.
Hold on. I want to. Wait, can we show this? No, we want to show this.
Is it showable?
Huh?
Is it
Yes, it's
showable?
showable.
Well, I don't
know what
want
it
to
is.
spoil what's coming up, baby.
Okay, well,
if
we
you
can
want to
talk
see
about
what's
it later.
coming up, you'll.
Anyways,
yeah,
I
stick around.
was trying to bring up. He goes into America's what's the talent show called?
American Gladiator? No, America's
no.
Next Top
America's
Model.
Next-
No.
American
Talent.
Ninja Warrior.
America's
Talent.
talent.
America's Got Talent.
America's got something.
AGT.
Next Top Model. Oh,
America's
God.
America's Got Talent. Anyways, he makes this whole video of him going onto the stage and like being in front of Simon and all of them, and his whole talent just goes on stage and he's like, I have a dream where I
Yeah, this is so good.
keep falling, and I fall, and I fall, and I keep falling,
Yeah.
and then I almost hit the ground, and then I wake up every time. That's it. That's literally it.
And the crowd goes wild, dude. They start
Yeah,
freaking out.
they go wild, and it's like it's so relatable because you guys have never had those dreams.
No,
where you
I
just
have
keep
those dreams all
falling
the
and you hit the
time.
ground and you just wake up.
It seems like hardly the place to go, and
Yeah, no, but it's the funniest video.
he just ends up winning the whole show.
Well, like he
Just 'cause it's falling
also
apart.
does this rap where he's like, it's such a bad rap, but the lyrics are like, I'm gonna shoot you with a camera,
Not a gun.
not a gun.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the whole rap.
Brilliant.
It's just that.
We have to watch this stuff. His stuff.
Yeah, we'll have to watch it.
Yeah.
But
So-
I want to reach back to for the next topic. I want to reach back to what Patrick's one of his dreams was. All right, so reaching back at one of Patrick's dreams that he previously stated before. That feels like a very redundant sentence. This is going to be my topic, everybody. How many dachshunds would it take to kill a T-Rex?
Hold on. Doxins? That's not how you spell dachshunds at all.
Spelled it like
Not an English
toxins,
major.
except with a D.
It's Dachshunds. You're way off, dude.
Hey,
I Googled it and it came up anyways, so I just went with it.
he sounded it out.
I don't claim him as my best
I'm
friend
so
anymore.
done, dude.
I'm a thinker, not a speller. Anyways,
Oh my gosh.
I
I'm a
think
dreamer.
you need to think
I'm
to
a
spell.
how do you spell
Dreamer.
dachshunds then? Is it D-O-X?
Dachshunds. You were
Wow, that
way
is
off.
how you spell it. So I do it. I always pronounce that dachshunds.
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 Dachshunds, dude. I love me a Dachshund.
Believe it or not, though, everyone in Vegas pronounces them that way, though.
You're
Dachshunds.
serious?
No, not
It's
an
a
actual
dachshund.
No, they
no, it's
really-
legitimately
What kind of dog is
dachshund.
that? It's a dachshund.
It's a dachshund.
Dachshund.
That is not correct, but okay.
Anyways, how many dachshunds / dachshunds would it take for you to kill a T-Rex?
Okay.
And how would
In your
how would they
dream.
go through with it?
See, in my dream,
No, not in your dream. In real life.
See, I can't even remember how big these dogs are, so I'm
it's a
gonna
weenie
look
dog.
it up.
It's the same thing as a weenie
Oh.
dog. So a dachshund, so y'all know, a dachshund is a weenie dog. A weenie dog is like the nickname for a
Wiener.
dachshund.
100%.
A wiener
Wiener
dog.
dog.
Yeah, wiener
How
dog.
many wiener dogs does it take to kill a T-Rex? And theoretically, how would they do so?
Is this an injured T-Rex? Is it like T-Rex from like the end of Jurassic
would it be
World where he's
injured?
like,
It's a- in
is it like a
full
full
health.
blown?
This T-Rex is
Full
healthy
grown.
as a horse.
Yeah, full grown.
Wouldn't a horse be
T-Rex.
healthy as a T-Rex?
Yeah,
T-Rex
I feel like a
is
T-Rex is healthier than a
T-Rexes
horse.
are dead now, so.
Got a point.
Yeah, that is a
Touche.
fair point.
True.
You're a smart man, Woods.
Okay, so how many dachshunds does it take to kill a T-Rex, or just to like fend it off so you can run away?
So
That's question.
here's my thought process. I mean, I'm going for kill a T-Rex, right?
Okay,
Here's if I was a wiener dog. This is what I'd be doing. Or a weenie. Is it a weenie dog?
wiener dog, weenie dog, dachshund,
wiener.
dachshund, doxy. I don't know what
I
the heck.
prefer
you-
wiener dog.
Docked. I don't know. So if I'm a
Toxins.
wiener dog, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna rally the troops. So you're gonna find all the dachshunds. You know, we're going to every pet store, PetSmart. We're going to backyards, and you know how dachshunds have like a very like an abnormal woof kind of sound. You
Like
know?
a yip.
They do.
Yeah, yep, yep, yep. Sorry, viewers, but I had to be done. So I'm thinking, all the dachshunds get together, right? And they're very horizontally gifted, vertically challenged. That is
Yeah, that's fair.
the synopsis for a dachshund. Okay.
My dachshund could jump really high, dude.
So everybody's got to sleep, right? Even
Everybody's gotta sleep.
even T-Rexes sleep. So here's my process. Dachshunds are great at night.
Dachshunds.
Dachshunds are great at night. All right, they're good at night. They're very mobile on lateral surfaces. Not very good at jumping, I would say. But here's what I'm picturing. All the dachshunds get together to a T-Rex, right? You jump up. T-Rexes have little arms. They can't reach a dachshund.
I have big
You know what I'm
head
saying?
and little arms. Like from the movie.
So all these dachshunds are getting up and they're climbing on each other's backs like a staircase, you know, like one of these, you know. I was just staircasing my head.
Transforming.
Transforming, yeah. Like a Power
I'm doing
Ranger.
a Power Ranger thing.
Yeah, like a Power Ranger. So all the dachshunds are jumping on each other and they're doing some like song in the background like, dachshunds, little weenie weenie dachshunds. And he's like climbing up.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, they have capes maybe. I don't know. They're doing something cool.
Capes.
Yeah, dachshunds are cool dogs. Let's get that.
They
straight.
are.
So they're climbing up, right? And then one dachshund, it's kind of like they're just like jumping up, and then another one's getting underneath, jumping up, another one. It's crazy what they're doing here.
Yeah.
They're maneuvering.
They're maneuvering,
They all
dude.
get on top of this T-Rex. Well, not all of them naturally, because some of them can't make it, but the other ones tip over.
That's so
They
sad.
tip over like three little piggies, you know, like, oh, but they don't die.
Okay. See, they're
No
the
animals
ground
were
patrol. So we have different, like, we have the army dogs on the bottom. They're like going around the ground, like, or the marine dogs, if you will. Then you have like
I'm
the
following.
Air Force dachshunds that are up top. Is that what you're saying?
No,
Like, you have
don't be
different
ridiculous,
divisions?
Patrick.
Oh,
Air Force
sorry.
dachshunds. So they all get up on top of him, okay? They go for the eyes. Dachshunds are fierce, so they go for the T-Rex eyes, claw him.
How
to
is the
death.
T-Rex not waking up though
And
yet?
how do you know so much about
'Cause he's still-
dachshunds?
'cause dachshunds
You
are
don't even
so
know how to
tiny.
spell it.
I'm a theory man, okay? I'm a theory man.
I'm a theory
So
man.
they go, and it takes like I would say two dachshunds each eye to
Yeah.
clear it up.
All right.
And then a T-Rex is pretty tall, so I'm saying that's about 100 dachshunds. 100 dachshunds would take.
How
so I'm gonna,
tall is a T-Rex?
Well, on its back, it's got to be, I don't know, probably 25 feet or something. It's a big T-Rex. So
It's
I'm
not
going
a
to say
small
100
T-Rex,
dachshunds to
yes.
kill a T-Rex, and the way they would do it is, you know, ladder status, get on the
Okay,
T-Rex's
okay,
face
okay.
and just claw at the eyes, and then you have the other dachshunds on the ground biting the ankles, maybe the Achilles heel. I think that's what T-Rexes have.
That sounds
T-Rex is 12 meters, over 12 meters.
Okay, so cut that in half because they're laying down. So 6.3. There's no way they're 12 meters high.
Yeah.
How many
T-Rex?
meters is a feet? Like
Did
how
you
many feet
lead-
go into meters?
So
It's
about
about
three.
three.
But it's exactly 3 for a yard, but it's about
It's
3
40
for a
feet.
meter.
Okay, so 40 feet. I feel like they'd be
20 feet.
way taller than that.
20 feet. Well, they're also. I don't know. How does that make? No, get out of here. Okay. Anyways,
Oh dear.
so we have some of them going for the face. The other dachshunds are biting at the heels
Okay.
to keep it from being mobile, and then they
course.
just feast on it. You know.
See, I would
I'm
be
saying about
scared
100.
that like as soon as the T-Rex wakes up, it could just stand up and they'd all fall off. Like, how is the T-Rex still asleep after they're clawing at his eyes?
Well, because the T-Rex only has 2 legs, naturally. So if it only has 2 legs,
Wait.
the other ones are just
Naturally.
making him immobile.
Here's my next question. How do we know that a T-Rex sleeps laying down? Because horses and cows, they don't sleep laying down. They sleep
Sharks
standing
don't
up.
sleep,
And
they swim.
And okay. And a T-Rex,
Smart man.
think about it. If a T-Rex is laying down, how does it get back up? It's got tiny arms. How does it stand up? I feel
It's
like a
got a
T-Rex. I feel like a T-Rex sleeps standing up. So how does
Yeah,
a
it
dachshund
has
get?
to. There's no way.
Well, horses
Even if
sleep
it's
standing
sleeping,
up.
standing up, then it just changes the order of operations. Then you go for the ankles first to
So
really
it
paralyze
falls
it,
down.
tips over. Yeah, imagine 6 to 8 dachshunds biting your Achilles.
I feel like it take more than that. It's probably rough skin, dude. It's probably hard to get into that skin.
Oh, then they're digging in.
Oh,
And then-
they're digging in.
Then I'm going to double up. I'm going to say 200 because there's going to be some backlash. There's going to be some dachshunds not making it through the night. You can say
That
that
is
much.
sad.
But I'm saying
That's how it
200
is, dude.
dachshunds.
That's just how it is when you have to protect my house.
200
And that's for a sleeping
Okay.
one. Maybe if a living T-Rex, I'm going to say a couple thousand
See,
dachshunds will take
I
it
was
out.
about to say, I think even a sleeping T-Rex, it's got to be over a couple thousand because they're so like as soon as a T-Rex, I feel like the skin of a T-Rex. Obviously, we don't know, but I feel like the skin of a T-Rex is so thick that even if a dachshund goes to
Similar
bite
to a
its heel,
crocodile.
it's not even going to get through. So I feel like if it's sleeping standing up, you have to get a wave of like they have to stand on top of each other towards the ginormous wave where they just like collapse on top of the T-Rex. You know how I feel?
Absolutely.
So like 100,000 dachshunds climbed on top of each other.
100,000? You said a few
100,000.
thousand.
No, a couple hundred thousand.
Couple hundred.
100,000
That's a lot.
dachshunds make a giant wave because they're standing on top of each other, and they like the T-Rex turns around and they just fall on top of it, knock it down, and then they can claw out the eyes. Because I feel like if you just have a couple nipping at the heels, dude. Like I don't know if you ever got nipped at the heels by a dachshund, but it doesn't hurt getting nipped at the heels by a dachshund if you're human. So if you're a T-Rex and you got the rougher skin, you know what I'm
I
saying?
feel like it's the same thing with the spider that bites you and its teeth or like its fangs aren't long enough to even penetrate your skin.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly
Daddy
how it
long
would be
leg.
with the
But
daddy
you're-
long
but
leg.
you're forgetting
It wouldn't
the
even
emotions.
penetrate.
What about
Forgetting
the
the
emotions of the
emotions.
T-Rex?
What do you mean?
How long until we break its spirit?
And T-Rex is just like mentally broken down because
Yeah.
he's like, all I wanted was the dachshunds to be my friends. I don't understand what's happening.
At that point, imagine just hundreds of thousands of your best friends biting you. You know what I'm saying? I think I want to die at that point. And I've never wanted to hit a dachshund, so I don't think a T-Rex does either. T-Rexes are, I mean,
Dude, it's
I'll
how-
tell you.
Why wouldn't they eat the dachshunds though?
I'll tell you.
They're not hungry.
How
had dinner.
how one dachshund could kill a T-Rex.
Music to my ears. I'm talking to the right man. Go ahead and bring it up.
All right, so since these dachshunds know how to configure themselves into towers, they ought to know how to jimmy up some type of pulley system, right? All right, so
Wait, so one dachshund's gonna make the pulley system?
dachshund, yeah.
No way.
All right, so just
Okay.
bear with me. All right, maybe a couple. All right, okay.
my
I know I said one. All right, so they jimmy up a pulley system. At the end of this rope is a
A dead dachshund.
is either like a blade or like a huge weight, and it's just hovering over the T-Rex head, and that dachshund just and boom.
And boom, it just.
Oh, like a guillotine.
Yeah, kind of. Well, the T-Rex is sleeping,
it's
right?
gonna be like a Goliath situation. So the dachshund just like flies into the head and knocks it over, and it's done. Is that what you're saying? Like yo,
I figured one out. I also figured out how to do it with one dachshund. All right. Have you like T-Rexes, while very emotionally founded and grounded, they chase. You know what I'm saying? Like they're dumb. They're dumb T-Rexes.
Yeah, you're
so,
right.
I mean, even I want to chase a dachshund when I see it running around in the streets. Maybe the T-Rex
where
does
do you
too.
live where you got dachshunds just running in streets, dude?
Canyon country.
Are you doxing me right now? Dude, I'm so proud of that. That was great. Oh my
you
gosh.
got real excited.
Did you hear that Mickey Mouse laugh?
I did.
So,
That was so good.
so there's like it's like a rat. It's kind of like Tom and Jerry at this point, but Jerry is like a T-Rex.
Oh,
No,
okay.
Tom's a T-Rex. Jerry's still a mouse.
Exactly.
Or a dachshund, actually. So the dachshund, I'm going to name him Jerry now
Okay.
at this point, is just running, you know? And
Yeah.
dachshund's got to be more nimble than a T-Rex. The
Yeah,
T-Rex got
but
no
think about
arms.
the legs of
swinging
a
his head.
T-Rex, dude. The legs of a T-Rex, like one stride of a T-Rex get like 20 of a dachshund.
But the dachshund's got a head start, naturally.
Ah,
It's a
okay.
smart dachshund.
Like a 5-minute head start or like just like a 10
No,
second
like the
head
T-Rex
start.
sees it and is very like intrigued, but he can't quite get there. And the T-Rex is just full sprint. but the dachshund sneaks under the crevice of a rock, like a mountainous-looking rock. Maybe not a mountainous, a very big rock, right?
Very big.
And then
rock.
the T-Rex is so focused on the dachshund because it's a dumb T-Rex.
Okay.
That the dachshund slips under and he's like, no, smack like that, dude. There goes his head. Dead. You know what I'm saying? And then he just knocks out and dies, and then the dachshund comes out and starts eating him.
Have you not seen
I
like
gotta be
movies with
honest, this
T-Rexes
is- yeah.
though? Because like they like butt their heads into stuff all the time.
But you know what?
Yeah.
There
It's
are
got a
lot
point.
There are a lot
That's the point.
of movies where there's the little guy and he defeats the T-Rex on his own. And I feel like we're just
What
going into
movies are
that.
you talking
Have
about?
you seen? Well, there's Land Before Time, right?
Wait, there's a little guy that defeats a T-Rex in Land
don't know.
Before Time?
Well, there's let's see, you got Littlefoot. I feel
Yeah.
like they
Land Before Time, for sure.
Yeah, Littlefoot's the man.
yeah they
Or
they
is that a
defeat-
girl or a boy?
No,
it's a
see,
boy.
no, they don't defeat the T-Rex. What they have, they find the egg of the baby T-Rex, and they take care of said baby T-Rex, so the T-Rex isn't mad at them anymore because they return the T-Rex to the big T-Rex.
we're
So
talking about two different
then,
movies.
no, it's Land Before Time, dude, where they find a little like they call
There's
it
like-
Chomper or something like that, right? Where it's like a little bitty baby T-Rex, and they return it to its parents' T-Rex, and the T-Rexes walk away.
There's lots of Land Before Times. That's besides the point. How many, like, you say a couple dachshunds? Gunnar, how many
Oh.
dachshunds would it take for
Wait.
you to kill a T-Rex?
Yeah, what
I'm
were you?
thinking, like, I'm trying to take in all of your guys's and like think of something smarter.
I got it.
Wait,
I got it. You go first, but I have the plan. You go
Okay,
first.
you go first, and then
Okay,
I'll
fine.
think.
It's
Don't
brilliant.
have anything.
You know, they like those weird people who dress up their dogs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you dress up the dog in a costume of a baby T-Rex. So you get it on its good side. So that way the T-Rex thinks it's its child. You steal the egg of the T-Rex. You replace it with said dachshund dressed like T-Rex. It thinks it's its child. So it's getting in on the inside. So it's very unaware of the situation, okay?
Oh my
So
God.
the T-Rex
I
is
thought
just like
mine was a stretch.
the T-Rex is just like
Dachshund
chilling with
double
the
agent.
baby, like with baby dog, like a dachshund thinks it's a baby T-Rex.
It's a movie. Double Agent Dachshund. It's like Air Bud, but crazier.
Exactly. So like it's like getting in good with the T-Rex, okay? And that when it least expects it, that's when it attacks. Because why would a T-Rex think its
how does
baby's
it do
going to
it?
attack the T-Rex? That doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
So that's when it attacks. Now, how it kills it, I don't know. But I found a way to keep it on its good side, and that's all that
And
matters.
it climbs
So
up the butt.
I have one. I have one. So I think they could kill a T-Rex with 2 dachshunds.
So you're on the 2. You're on the 2.
I'm on a 2.
I'm on a
So
100K, bro.
what I'm thinking is, okay, they're smart enough, like you said, to start building up towers
at
and
least
possibly a population in a city. But
Let's be realistic.
Tanner
They're
scenario,
dachshunds.
yeah.
they're dachshunds. Okay, so what I'm
Maybe a
thinking
wave.
is, okay, we're probably in a forest. We're probably in some place that has vegetation.
I don't know, dude. I'm thinking volcano
Possibly-
area. That's
no,
what I'm thinking.
No, I'm thinking like a forest with vegetation, possibly poisonous vegetation.
Okay.
So what I'm thinking is one of them sacrifices the other dachshund and stuffs his belly with poison berries.
Yo.
And then the T-Rex gets
Brilliant.
eaten. The T-Rex eats that dachshund and ends up killing the T-Rex by poisoning.
You won the argument.
That's actually a
That
good
is
argument.
brilliant. But
did.
that's so sad that the dachshund has to kill its best friend.
Hey, you know what?
Hey,
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
One-
Well,
one
I
and
mean,
done.
like if he's
One
the
and
last
done.
one, though, like there's
Okay.
no reproducing.
It's worth it.
So here's my next
Why is
question.
there only
here's
2
my next question, right?
world?
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Hypothetical.
Okay, here's my next question then. Let's put yourself into the brain of said dachshund. If
Okay.
you're a dachshund and you're with your dachshund best friend, all right?
Tanner.
Yeah. So okay, sure.
kill me for a
Do
T-Rex?
you try to figure out a way for you two to defeat T-Rex, or do you just kill your brother / best friend
I'm
so
assuming-
that you win the battle?
I'm assuming that you don't really have much time, though. You feel like the T-Rex is gonna wake up at any moment.
Okay.
And by the way,
Okay,
I
so do
found
you
on
run?
Scholastic.com, a very reputable source, that T-Rex, in fact, sleeps standing up. T-Rex probably slept standing up like a horse and is sitting
Probably.
on its big pubic bone, Wait, what?
My pubic boot?
A bone in its pelvis. That's actually what it's called, a pubic boot. A bone in its pelvis. I don't know if it snored, but it probably roared when it awoke. And one
Wait.
Japanese scientist thinks it sounded like a big belch. It probably had bad breath from eating rotten meat and not brushing between meals. Extremely reputable. Extremely
What
reputable.
the heck?
Went off.
I'm pretty sure T-Rexes don't snore, but I'm pretty sure they burp when they wake up. Like what?
Hey, it was the first thing that came up.
Okay, so let's just say it sleep standing up. So you're seeing the back end of a T-Rex that's asleep, right? You and your dachshund best friend, right? Do you run and say, screw humans, we don't care about them, let's get out of here? Or do you kill your best friend and fill his belly with toxin berries?
Depends. Is my best friend a female?
Why would that depend? If it's
Because
a
I
best
can
friend, it's not
reproduce.
your...
If it's a male,
Do I look like a
if we're
female?
both males, no.
Okay,
if we're
let's just
both
say it's you
males,
and
we can't
Tanner. You and
reproduce.
Tanner are the dachshunds. Okay,
Disrespect.
you
Disrespect.
and
All
Gunnar,
around
you
the
and
table.
Tanner are the dachshunds.
Okay.
Who is going to be the one that makes a decision quicker to kill the other one? That's what I want to know.
I would sacrifice myself.
I would kill Gunner.
Okay,
There you go.
so there we have it. Gunnar dies for the greater good.
I feel like Tanner's the smarter of us two.
But
so
I would
immediately.
I would
like,
do something memorable. I wouldn't just like kill him, but I'd be like Gunner, and I just like grab his head, like his little
No,
dachshund.
you put your
dachshund
paw on
head.
top of the other.
Yeah, it's like a paw. Like, Gunner,
You're hitting my glasses.
you were a great friend, but a better meal. Have a good one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
how do you kill Gunnar? You snap his neck in half? Like, what's the deal here?
Well,
Like,
you
Gunnar
don't
would
have to kill
sacrifice
me.
himself.
I'm-
I would-
so you
I'm
would
poisoned.
eat the poison.
Yes, I would eat the poison.
Well, what if you're like, if you digest the poison, does the T-Rex not get the poison because you digested
No,
it?
because my whole body is infected
You
with
just
that
put more
specific
berries
poison.
in there when he's dead.
Yeah,
he
sure.
just stuffed berries into his mouth.
Just rub
No,
berries.
no, what you do, you get a plate with some like lettuce on the bottom, you put like a poisoned tomato in its mouth, like the pig thing that you would
You
always
guys
see in
are
TV
sick.
shows.
I can't just kill my best friend and then
Just put
stuff him more. What? Oh yeah, a lot of these berries in
Just
here.
put an apple in his mouth. He's
Yeah,
like,
dude. Poison apple, dude.
just-
Chef Dachshund Ramsay is apparently what I am.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
All right, okay, here's a better scenario with one dachshund. All right,
Okay.
it's my top yours.
I have one for 0 dachshunds, so
What? That's the whole-
meteorite, meteorite.
Oh,
I
well,
win.
that's just okay. You're taking one from Woods, just being end all be all. Like,
And I named the meteor dachshund.
All right, this
for it.
This dachshund has the opportunity of just totally sacrificing himself, or smarter way would be to tie a rope around his waist and attach it to like a tree. But this,
That's pretty. Wait,
how does it attach
hold
itself
on,
to the
this
tree?
is I don't know, bro. So all right, this dachshund
I
would
don't know.
totally sacrifice itself. Noble death.
Noble
Full
death.
speed T-Rex after this dachshund. Dachshund is heading straight for a cliff. Falls off. T-Rex too big to stop. Obviously too dumb to look past the dachshund
Smart.
and see the
I
cliff.
got you. I got you.
Very smart.
No,
very
see,
smart.
T-Rex falls.
I'll one up you there. We put a kite kind of thing on said dachshund to where when he jumps off the cliff, he just soars straight ahead. He's just flying.
A squirrel suit.
Yes, he's just flying, dude. So the T-Rex thinks it can fly as well. T-Rex isn't smart.
Yes.
And it just drops off, dude. That way everybody lives.
Are we
Dude,
going
imagine-
for
Boom.
practical and realistic, or are we going?
Dude, we're
Woods,
talking
you were
about
very-
dachshunds beating a T-Rex. I don't know how much more realistic
Woods,
we can
I
get
will
here.
say this much. Yours was the one that made the most sense because it kept the dachshund alive, which is pretty brilliant.
No, mine kept the dachshund alive.
Mine made the most sense.
He had to kill a dachshund with 2.
Yeah, I gave him a suit, so we're collaborating
But that's
on this
like,
idea.
but in realism as well, like he's like, if you tie down a dachshund, it fakes like, oh my gosh, I'm jumping off the cliff, and then it like jumps off, but it's still tied to a rope and it still survives. You know, it's Gucci.
Dude, it
might
hits the
still be,
side
like,
of a
hanging.
cliff. It probably doesn't live that.
Well, it's hanging off the side of the cliff by a rope.
Is
And
the
then-
cliff is a cliff like a wall or is it like a peak?
No, I'm thinking like a waterfall, and then it falls off the waterfall without the water because the T-Rex
Yeah,
is
but
gonna
you
die.
don't think it would jump off and then like swing and hit the rock and kill itself?
Oh no, it'd be way more
All
gentle.
right, okay.
That's smart
How about
dachshund.
this? How about
Smart
this?
dachshund.
All right, dachshund's small, T-Rex is big. Finds a cliff. It so the camera can see it. Goes off a little bit. Comes down, a little step here, and then the drop.
So like jumps onto the step.
Yeah.
Drops on the step, hides.
Okay.
T-Rex is like, boom.
Okay, does it make
Dachshund
that sound
jumps back
effect? That's
up.
very important. Does it make sense? As it's
Or
falling.
belches. I don't know. What belches.
Wakes up and belches.
ASMR with Wood.
So this is definitely how the dinosaurs just don't exist anymore. Just apparently a bunch of dachshunds just tricked them, dude. That's how it works.
Dachshunds are smart boys.
So
T-Rexes.
that's my next
not
question.
smart
That's my
boys.
next question. So are dachshunds the only dog that can come up with this? Because we're thinking in hypothetical, the dachshund saves the world. Like, what if it's like a terrier, dude? Is
Golden
it-
retrievers would fall in love with the T-Rex because they're
That's
just
fair.
the best dogs.
Now, would the T-Rex fall in love with the golden retriever?
Have you ever not fallen in love with a golden retriever?
That's fair.
That's not even a
a valid
question.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. Like, what if we get like a pit bull or like a Rottweiler? Would it just like
Oh,
go
T-Rex
straight?
would destroy him.
Yeah, I know, but it would try to attack, right? It wouldn't like try to be smart about it. Like,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
are dachshunds the
All
only?
light.
So we have. So if you could choose between golden retriever falling in love with T-Rex and them going off both living happily ever after, or Dachshund killing T-Rex, do you kill the T-Rex, or do you let the T-Rex fall in love with Golden Retriever? That would be my question.
I don't want to see the mating process.
Yeah.
No, it goes off. It goes off into the woods. You never see him again. But
You
it's
just
a
hear
lot.
it. You just hear this
No,
T-Rex, Golden Retriever sounds coming
It
from
sounds
the
like he's
forest.
just dying.
Ew.
Oh my gosh.
Gunner's like, what's
Okay.
going on with my channel?
What is happening?
I don't think I asked for this.
Yeah. So the best one would be Dachshund. That would be the dog you would pick. If you know there's a T-Rex and you have to pick one dog to save the world, is the Dachshund the choice?
I guess
Golden
so.
Retriever,
I don't know.
Terrier.
I like huskies.
Huskies.
They
What would
would
the
die.
husky do?
You're more likely to win with what is those Doge?
You'd probably
dogs?
chase them into the
Doges.
snow and
Dude,
freeze.
Doges.
Kill them with
to
some memes, dude.
Yeah, that's fair.
No. Yeah, well, a reptile, cold-blooded.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Kill them in the snow.
That makes sense.
Alaskan husky.
I like the Doge idea though. Let's make a meme out of it.
Yeah, dude, just a couple Doges walking around. He's
How
like
many
slinging
Doges
memes.
does it take to kill a T-Rex?
Such die, much wow. Ooh.
That's a whole other
See, I feel like the T-Rex would just like sit down and just enjoy himself. Like he'd be like, "Oh, look at the Doges." Like he wouldn't like try to attack him. He'd just be like, "Okay, this is pretty cool." It'd like distract him for like an hour.
The Doges wouldn't even attack either. They'd just be like,
They
Dude,
would
the
just sit
Doges-
there and roll around,
The
dude.
Doges would be like running circles around it, like like those like burying him into the ground, just like doing a little trance. Like,
do that vine.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's like one of the best vines.
All
dude.
I'm seeing is what's going da 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 da. That's all I'm
It's like
seeing.
Vine to Africa, and it's yeah, I'll show it to you later. But
Okay.
I don't know. Personally, I'm gonna go ahead and say I think the meteorite named Dachshund wins it, or
Meteorite named Dachshund.
Dachshund.
yeah, or Woods's. I'm gonna be honest, my first wasn't that great. You guys did a pretty good job though. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
totally honest.
I was actually I thought this was gonna be like this will be a 5-minute discussion. It'll just like fail. But no, dude, I think we came up with some great precautionary stuff just in case a T-Rex. If Jurassic World happened, okay, we're prepared. Some people are prepared for zombie apocalypse. We're prepared for Jurassic World. That's all that matters.
Unless pterodactyls are there. No
Oh,
counter.
see, you can't like how would you
BB
even
gun.
kill a BB gun? I feel like a BB gun would do nothing.
a pterodactyl? Do you even know what a pterodactyl is?
I think that's another talk. I think that's another
It's like
talk.
that game. Pterodactyl, you know what I'm talking about?
Anyways,
No? What?
That's literally what you sounded like.
I know, like, you know the game where you have to like not show any teeth and you have to say pterodactyl? Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl.
No?
I've
Okay,
never
cool.
heard of that.
That's fine. No big deal.
do that. Pterodactyl.
Now I see your teeth.
Pterodactyl.
It would
Exactly.
look like a
And you have
pterodactyl.
to, so you have to play the game without laughing. You just go around and say pterodactyl without teeth, and if you laugh, you're
Let's
out.
do a couple words really quick.
Would you,
A couple
is
words.
There any other words?
Pterodactyl. Baby. I saw your teeth and I laughed, so I'm out. Gosh dang it. Why'd you say baby?
We all say pterodactyl.
Yeah.
I don't know, just say a word, I guess.
A word.
A word. I'm
you're
out.
gonna don't
I'm
laugh?
out because I laughed. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
because you
got
can't
it.
show your teeth. Can you laugh without showing your teeth?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah, so I'm out.
Tyrannosaurus Rex. I whistle.
Why
Why
are
did you
you?
sound like the guy from
That's just how it
Family
came.
Guy?
I didn't mean to do
Yeah,
that.
you-
That's just how
you
my
sound
lips.
like the guy from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Like, you want to see a like that's what you sound like.
Tyrannosaurus Rexes in my
How are you
Oh
whistling?
Dude, that's
Word skid mark.
What's his out? He showed his teeth.
Oh,
Gunnar
shoot.
wins.
All right. Gunnar has no soul.
Because Gunnar won, let's move on to Gunnar. You have a segment as well, so let's move on.
do.
We discovered that we have many plans for a Dachshund to defeat a T-Rex. I think we're prepared. So let's move on to your segment. What do you got for us?
So the topic that I brought today was, if you don't know it exists, are you missing out? So the reason that I brought this up was because I was thinking about China's social media, and they actually don't have, to my knowledge, they don't have Instagram, they don't have Twitter, they don't have Facebook. They have one unified social media that is big. Are you good? You good? You good down there? But it's essentially one unified social media. I can look up the name of it, but
Isn't
it's
it
all.
Inven?
Is it what?
They have what's called Inven, which is like Chinese Reddit.
I'm not exactly sure.
Super
but
popular.
it's basically Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter all combined. It's like a massive social media.
That's like run by that's like monitored by the
monitored
government.
by the government in
Okay.
China. Yeah.
Sounds really bad.
So
Shady.
essentially,
Shady as heck.
in terms of that, like, okay, so I guess we can discuss FOMO too, because the fear of missing out. Like,
Yeah.
if you didn't know what was going on, Like, are you really missing out?
It's like the
Or
broad
is
sense
it-
of like if a tree falls in the forest, did you hear it?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's called.
Well, well, no, well, what?
Okay,
A tree
yeah,
falls
wait,
in
hold
a
on.
forest doesn't make a sound.
Yeah, never mind. It's completely different.
What's it called?
The answer is no. It makes a vibration.
Well, and it's kind of like also in North Korea they don't have like anything really like right. It's just like the internet's just
trees.
very yeah.
no arboles.
Yeah, so like I don't know about y'all, but I don't really have the fear of missing out as much. It's more of like I just want to do stuff, but I'm not like scared to not be able to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not like sitting here in my apartment being like really down because I could be missing out on something that I don't even know what it is. Like I feel like it's really hard to like miss something that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So like if you don't know what's happening, it's really hard. Like for instance, if people like in China or North Korea, they don't even know if they don't know about YouTube, how can they miss it? Because they don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? So like if you don't know what's happening, how can you miss out on it? If I'm like, I really want to go to this concert and I know it's happening and I can't,
But-
then I'd be upset.
Okay, so now here's the argument is, or the opposite side of it is, what is your definition essentially of missing out? Because you can still technically miss out if you don't know about it. You can still miss out. Like you're missing out on amazing opportunities.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to, if you loved media and you wanted to do YouTube, but you're in China, for example, or a place that doesn't have YouTube, you're missing out on all those opportunities that you could have.
Yeah.
I think it's like
with.
it's the definition of miss, whichever one you use, right? If you do miss as in like not getting or like not hitting the mark kind of thing, then technically you can always be missing out on something, right? Because you can't do everything. But if it's the definition of miss, where it's like to miss or like to miss somebody, right? Like to have like to long for that like desire but not get kind of thing. That whole mentality, then I think it just depends on whichever like definition you're using. Because technically for both, it would kind of like
Work.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like the fear of like missing out. If you aren't doing something, are you? What is the question? Like if you're doing something, you
So like
missing out?
No. If you don't know it exists, are you missing out?
Then technically yes, and technically no, right?
You
It's
are
both.
like physically you're missing out.
Yeah.
Because we don't know. But like,
You don't have
do
to-
you have that fear of it? Like,
Or
do
the
you actually
mentality of-
miss it?
of
Because
missing
like,
out.
yeah, who knows? Maybe like the potential to be like the next greatest star of YouTube or the greatest star on YouTube might live in China or North Korea or something where they don't have YouTube. But at the same time, if they don't know about YouTube, it's not like they're sitting there all upset because they can't do it. So it's like, I feel like it depends on how you want to frame the question.
Well,
Do you want to frame it
technically-
of like, do you miss it and you know about it, or can you miss something that you don't know about? You know what I'm saying? I think it goes back to
You literally miss things that you don't know about. That's just like
Yeah,
the
we're
literal
missing
mess.
out on.
yeah.
Literal definition
yeah,
of
again,
miss.
I know, but like it
Yeah.
comes back to what you were saying. So like, when you say miss, are you meaning like we're missing opportunities, like you just miss a shot, or do you actually physically like miss it? Do you long for it? Because that's completely. I think that completely changes the question.
Let's take something you would miss out on. So let's just say you got to go to your grandma's funeral, right? But you had bought these Super Bowl tickets,
Yeah.
and
Opportunity cost.
your dumb grandma has to die on that down. No, I'm just kidding. And so obviously you're going to go to your grandma's funeral, but you know you're missing out on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So what are you missing?
In that case,
How are
I
you
think I
missing
would
it?
have FOMO. Is that what y'all call it? Like fear of missing out?
Yeah, I
And
guess.
because like I feel like in that scenario, if you have something or like you want to like you have concert tickets but you can't go or something like that, then yeah, I think everyone has FOMO because I think everyone has this longing to do something that they're interested in. And if you went the extra mile to get something you're interested in, you're not able to do that, then you're obviously going to miss it.
I think
just-
everybody misses. I think everybody has FOMO, but I think like the real interesting question that was brought up was like, if you don't know about it, do you miss it, right? And I think that's like interesting in the sense. I guess it depends on. I think the answer is no, right? Like even from like a missing standpoint, because that's the exact question, right? If you don't know about it, can you miss it, kind of thing?
Essentially, if
If
you
it's-
don't know about it, are you missing out?
Are you missing out? And I think that's actually a better worded question, I think, too, though. Because are you missing out, like, I think it's, like, perspective-based, right? Like, are you missing out from a societal level? Then yes. But it also, the societal level doesn't determine what your own desire is either, right? So, like, if, like, that's why I don't even know if I necessarily, like, agree. Like, if this guy's in China, like what and like he could have all these different talents. That doesn't mean he could be the next big YouTuber, right? Like not even people in like even people in the United States and all this other stuff have all these different talents more so than a lot of these big YouTubers do, right? But I think a lot of it is opportunity based, right? Like getting these opportunities and putting yourself in position to get those opportunities, right? And so if you're not putting yourself, if you know about something, then you put yourself in those opportunities and you go for it. And if you don't know about something, then that's not your fault. Like the society is progressing differently in other places, cultures are progressing differently, and then if you want something, then you should be developing it, right? Yeah. So if you don't know about it, like, are you technically missing out from a societal level? Possibly, but like from a personal level, I don't think so. I don't think like if you have no idea of what something is, you can't long for it, so you can't miss out.
Exactly. So like when I moved to California for High Five Studios, I have not had one inkling of a thought of maybe I'm missing something in Texas because I don't know what's happening in Texas. Maybe I could have, like, theoretically, maybe I could be in an even better position somewhere else in Texas. But I think it also comes into play, are you happy with where you are right now? Because if you're not happy with where you are right now, you have a much more longing to be somewhere else. And I feel like FOMO could then be a little bit more because now you're trying to create hypothetical situations in your head of like, oh, I could be missing out on this or this or this, like a lot of what if scenarios where if you're happy where you are, you're not even like I said, I'm not even thinking about what's going on in Texas because I'm extremely happy and excited to be where I'm at right now. But had I moved here and it just didn't work out and I hate it here, which isn't the case, then I think then I would be sitting here like, man, I really like, something great could be happening in Texas. And then you can really have that fear. I think it really comes into play what you think of the definition of miss is and where you're at in your life right now. Because if you're in a terrible spot, then you're going to have more of a chance and opportunity just in your head thinking of other scenarios like what if stuff that might not even be happening.
Yeah, and I think that begs even the better example. Sorry, Woods. But like if you look at even the better example than comparing just California to like Texas, which is like in the same smaller, I guess I'd say region, like look at somebody like I think we were kind of like touching on it earlier, but like North Korea comparing it to the United States, right? Like they are physically like in every way missing out on everything going on in the rest of the world, right? Like they have a very like locked down understanding of how everything works, and it's all because of like the nurturing that they went under and the perspective that they have, right? Yeah. So but they don't feel that way. Like they feel like that is their world. That is their what is it, like it's an echo chamber? That's their small echo chamber, right? So like it's all perspective. I think like almost everything in life is balance and perspective. Like almost everything like in terms of like how you view things can be looked at it that way, and like because it's the world is how we view it. Like the world is very much so how you view it, and there's so many different viewpoints and all that's and it's just like it sucks, like it sucks with people that aren't in those opportune moments and don't get like the chance to jump. But I think there is opportunity within everything, Yeah. And I think if you have a desire, you go for it, and it's your job to make sure you don't miss out. Yeah, because you can create opportunity.
And I just think it goes back to the question of like, which we've covered a couple times, but just like, okay, people in North Korea, right? It's not like they don't really know what's going on. They're getting fed. I'm sure they're getting fed like misinformation, or they're just not getting fed anything, like any information.
Yeah, and we have no clue exactly what's going on.
We have no idea. So like theoretically, if they're not getting any information or getting the wrong information, there's really nothing like from their perspective. Is it something that you think you would be upset about missing out, or you would just think, okay, this is life. Yeah. There's no reason to think about other things. Like that's the question.
No, I'm sure some of them are know exactly what YouTube is.
I would hope.
They're like, oh, this is really sick. And yeah, they'd probably feel a little missing out feeling.
Yeah, if you definitely know, I think you miss out.
I want to know what that app. I want to know what that social media is.
So I have it right here. So they have, hold on. So they have actually a couple, but they're like, there's one that's really big, and then there's like a couple other ones that kind of replace
What's the big one?
Replace them. So I'll go through them right now. So instead of like WhatsApp, they have WeChat, which is, I guess is very similar.
Like
it's like messaging.
Like a Nintendo WeChat.
Wait, WeChat?
Yeah, WeChat.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It looks like ghosts. Like it looks like they have two eyes.
Like ghosts. Same thing.
And then instead of
WeChat, like WII.
So instead of Twitter, they have Weibo.
Weeboo.
That's awesome.
Oh my god.
I don't know how to say it.
They do have weeboos, you know what I'm saying?
Is that something
mainly in
Japan?
Cut out? No, it's fine.
Probably not.
It's not offensive.
Okay, but I think it's pronounced Weibo.
Yeah, Weibo.
Weibo instead of Twitter. And I think that's one of the biggest ones is Weibo.
So are
that
these
one
like
replaces Instagram, Twitter, and it has like photos and all that stuff.
So is that like government like? Are they like in control of it? Like, do they monitor it? That would be.
they
my
monitor
question.
everything that goes on to
Okay.
it. Yeah, and also instead of YouTube, they have Youku, which
Sounds
is
about right.
a very similar. A very so right here it says Youku is China's main site where anyone can upload their own videos, but they are all monitored by the Chinese government, and anything criticizing the Communist Party is taken down.
That also sounds about right.
It also streams Netflix or Amazon-style original TV shows, and there are famous Youkuers who can make millions of dollars. Mostly from directing their users to buy stuff from Alibaba.
Interesting. Very interesting. So it is that leads into like another question of like how would you react if like all of a sudden like the government like just controlled everything that you could put on Twitter and stuff, because like that I feel like that can go hand in hand with the FOMO situation, because like that at that point like if you like want to say something on Twitter and then you're not able to, like, do you take the risk of saying it and getting in trouble for it, or do you just like sit down and just let it be and just having that feeling of just like this sucks because I can't do it, or would you like take the risk of doing it anyways? That leads into that question. I don't know how I would react because obviously, thankfully, we don't live in that kind of society yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got some plans, Patrick?
Yeah, but without getting this like too political, I think that I don't think really anyone likes to be monitored on.
Yeah,
what they
exactly.
say.
So
That's
like
the
if
reason
you're,
we have freedom of speech.
but would you
it's
count
like-
that as fear of missing out? Like, would you count that hand in hand? Like, would you be like you don't want to be
For them?
monitored because you want to be able to say what you want, or you just don't like being watched? Like, there are some people who like just don't like people like watching over their back shoulder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or are you like the kind of person that just like wants the freedom to do whatever the heck you want, or you would be afraid that like you would be just limited in what you can
Well,
do?
there are some people that don't even know they want freedom, Like, that's, like, I think the more interesting way to look at it, and it's also because of the culture they come from and the society they were born and raised in, right?
And
Like,
they've been blocked of.
they've been told,
that.
like, this is right. Like, this is right, and you're, everybody is behind it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why, like, it also brings up the better question, which could be asked maybe in another video, which is a good question, like, what is right, And because society tells us what's right,
And from our perspective, they're missing out.
Yeah, from our perspective, they're missing out, but from their perspective, they could be like, wow,
we
those
could be
guys
the
are
ones.
absolute idiots.
Yeah,
Like,
I
what do
mean,
they think?
there could be the Youkuers that are making millions of dollars, and
Yeah.
they're thinking we're the ones missing out because we have YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
YouTubers make millions of dollars too, but
yeah. But
We also don't have a government on our, my bad.
that's
Well,
What
yeah.
it's like.
No, I'm just
yeah. No, that's true though. Like,
yeah,
it's
and
not-
that's when it comes into the idea of like how do you think, because we are used to having that, right? So like if we were born and grew up in a place where like that you never had those kind of freedoms, I think you would react differently than someone who's had their entire life with those freedoms and gotten stripped away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like it goes back to fear of missing out, where like if you've lived your entire life like that, I don't really know if you know that you're missing out on much because it's always been this way. Is there something better? Maybe, but it's always been this way. So it's not like you're longing for it because you're used to it. Whereas for us, it'd be the other way around.
It's just kind of like Amish people, right?
Like Amish people, right?
The Amish.
Yeah.
Just like it was in Korea, you were saying?
North Korea.
North Korea.
Yeah.
Just like kind of similar to the Amish society. They're born and raised up in the society where they have absolutely no technology, religion based, and it works for them. It's fine for them.
Mm-hmm.
They live off of nothing but the land. They don't communicate with the outside worlds. But there are some who leave because they find out, like what's going on.
Yeah.
And some
Outside.
already know. Well, I think most of them know, but some want to experience that, and some of them will come back. Some of them will just live their lives new, and yeah, that's where it comes back to.
That was a really
missing
loud
out.
bang.
That was a loud bang. That's where it comes back to missing out, and I think, yeah, I don't know.
That
Feel
begs
a
the
lost
question.
with the subject, but yeah.
That begs the question of like, if you were in a society where you grew up with like no technology and stuff, and you found out other things, like okay, if you were like your entire life you grew up and you only drank Coca-Cola the entire time, and then you find out you didn't even know about Dr. Pepper, and then you find out Dr. Pepper is a thing.
23.
Would you like? 23 flavors. Would you want to go out and try that, or would you just be like, like some people are scared to go out and try new things, obviously, right? So like, are any of y'all like very like inward where y'all don't want to like step outside y'all's comfort zone, or would y'all then go outside y'all's comfort zone to try new things?
I mean, I'm doing this show right now.
You're right. You're right.
Can I ask Woods why you know that Dr. Pepper has exactly 23 flavors?
Dude, that's like
They
their slogan. It's on the
advertise it
can.
On the
dude.
can.
Wait,
and-
Are
really?
you
Is it
serious?
Are you
Yeah.
serious? It's on the can.
Why do you
dude.
not
23
know?
flavors.
Okay, I feel attacked right now.
You were going to
should.
attack Woods.
Yeah.
I feel attacked. I'm
Plus, you can
I'm not
taste
liking the
all 23 flavors.
I'm not liking the hostility
Watermelon.
in the air in this room.
pumpernickel.
Actually, like for real though, like would y'all be the ones to like go outside y'all's comfort zone and try that? Because I feel like there's a lot of people who even know if they do know about all this technology outside, they might not leave because they're too scared to leave because they don't want anything to change.
I think you're asking the right group of people because literally all of us have jumped out of our comfort zone
Yeah.
in order to come to like LA or like do some type of media
that's fair.
job. So I'm pretty sure pretty much all of us are
Yeah.
pretty comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's always good.
And that's
mean-
in the environment we were raised in. I don't think a lot of people from North Korea are going to be able to do that because of
100%.
the environment they're in.
If I was in
Yeah.
North Korea, I don't know if I would be able to make the same jump, because,
Oh, no.
I mean, I'd like to
Yeah.
say I would. And, you know, I would hope that, and, you know, I think there always is opportunity. But who are we kidding, dude? Like,
society,
when you
it's-
have that much oppression on you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's as simple as like I know I saw something of some guy like hijacking like a van on, I think it was on Reddit, hijacking a van and he like took it from North Korea over to the border trying to escape. I was like, I don't know if I would ever do that. I'd probably just be like, and I also wouldn't have the same mindset to think about it either. You
Yeah.
know, they have very different mindsets over there. So
Yeah.
True.
Well, when you find out the way, how people are living in other places, and you look at how you're living where you are, let's say North Korea, yeah, shoot, like, would you want to live the rest of your life oppressed like that when you know you could be, free and doing so many other things?
Just all comes back to like risk taking. Are you like a risk taker?
Yeah, and
You know.
how badly you feel that missing out.
Exactly. Which
So.
comes full
Yeah.
circle, dude. Full circle.
Full spectrum.
great job, guys.
Yeah,
Going full
exactly.
circle there.
We basically just put ourselves into a hypothetical situation, talking about how we would react if we were in that. So that goes to my subject that I wanted to talk about today on the podcast, is hypothetical situations. Like if we just put ourselves into a bunch of random, like go to Reddit, find random stuff, and put ourselves in that situation, how would you react? So like, here's one that I have that's completely random. I don't know if this is going to be a 1-minute conversation or a 20-minute
This will
conversation.
be
This will
good.
be a lot.
But
Probably
the
20.
first
It'll
one
be
I
good.
saw on Reddit, first one was, what would you do if you walk out onto the road and see 100,000 gerbils running straight at you? Would you run? Would you just stand there because they're gerbils and they're small? Like, how would you
Can
react?
you
if
paint me
I-
a picture?
like, okay, it's a bright morning day, right? Okay, it's like 11 o'clock in the morning, all right?
Nice.
You walk out on the road, and you hear some squeaking behind you, and you're like, what is
Oh,
that
they're
squeaking?
behind me. I'm not walking
Yeah,
in front
no,
of
no, no. You're like walking down the sidewalk, and then you hear some squeaking, and you turn around, and there's a wave of gerbils.
100,000?
100,000.
I would easily lay down. And just have
Just
them
lay
run
down.
over me. You know, like a herd of sheep, just like run
But you don't
right
know if
over
they're
you.
gonna like try to kill you. Like if they're like, what if they're like zombie
says-
gerbils or something?
Okay, that wasn't the hypothetical.
Well, you don't know.
situation.
I'm sorry,
My
if I just see a
situation-
bunch of
I'm
gerbils.
taking, no, listen. I'm taking the information that was given to me, and I'm giving you the best solution. I'm telling you
That is
if
not
there
the best
I'm
solution.
I'm telling you, if there were 100,000 gerbils running down the street, I would lay down like I was going through the Krispy Kreme machine getting glazed over. Like, just like
Weird analogy.
no, just like,
one, but
I
I like
just
it.
lay down and
What?
have them all just run over me. You know how cute gerbils are?
What if they're going
true.
to
You know how
eat you?
delicious
Have you
you
ever
look?
been bit by a
Okay,
hamster?
do you want me to answer if they were going to eat me, or do you want me to answer
No,
as
that's
if
the
they
thing.
were fuzzy, cute little gerbils?
That's the
I
thing.
need
You
you to
don't
paint me a
know.
picture.
And
You
he
don't
doesn't
know.
but he'd still lay down. See, I
I
would,
still
I
would
would
lay
ask,
down.
well, what's going on in the gerbil community? Is there some kind of virus going on?
Ask the journalist question. What's going on in the gerbil community?
No, so
There's a huge population jump.
Population.
I'll probably get onto some high ground.
You got the high ground.
Step onto a curb
Yeah,
or
dude.
something.
What is on this? Like, what's on the side of the road? Like, let's really theory crap this one really quick.
Okay. You have a car about 100 yards away from you.
Battery
you
dead. Do I have the keys?
You have the
Battery
keys.
dead.
It's your car. You are walking to your car about 100 yards away down the street.
So football field away. How close are the gerbils?
They're coming, like, let's say, like 50 feet away.
Do they run
50 feet
Dude,
away?
it's gerbils.
Well,
they don't
how
have
close
giant
How
strides.
quick are the gerbils running? Do
Like
they
a
have,
typical hamster.
superpowers?
Have you ever seen a hamster run?
Okay, they're not that fast.
So they're not fast. You can probably outrun them.
Hamsters are
You
quick.
can outrun
Have you
them.
seen
You
them
can
on the-
probably outrun them.
I don't
You
know,
can.
dude. You have
Can
slow.
you outrun a squirrel? Can you outrun a rat? Can
Yeah,
you
I
can't
don't-
mouse.
I don't-
Gerbils don't run as fast as squirrels do.
How fast?
How do you know? Did you
can
test this?
Dude, gerbils run?
Gerbils are pets.
How fast can
No, but
gerbils
Can you
run?
give me a street? Like, am I on Times Square?
Am I
Let's
on
say-
Lancashire and
let's
How
say-
many
Sherman
people
Way?
are around?
Yeah, let's say you're completely by yourself. Like my thought would be like, I walk out, I'm like, this is strange. Usually a lot more people are around. Like for some reason it's deserted when it's usually packed. Like let's say you're in Times Square but no one's there. And so then you turn around, you see all these
I'd be more
gerbils.
freaked out.
My first thought would be like, did these gerbils kill all these people? Like,
I would be more freaked out why Times Square is empty than I am why there's 100,000 gerbils behind me. So
but yeah, but what if they're connected? That's my point, dude.
Yeah, they probably would be connected.
They would
be
If they wouldn't.
Exactly.
hey,
That's
correlation
another
does
mystery.
not
So
mean
do you-
causation.
So
my
are
friends.
they normal looking to the human eye?
Yes, they're just like typical white gerbils.
They're gerbils. That's part of the problem.
No, I get that. I
What
get
about
that.
the black
What if they
gerbils,
had like an
Patrick?
extra black gerbils?
Multicolored
They
gerbils.
would blend in with the street.
Okay. That's-
You feel like
That's definitely a
that
problem.
would be scary.
so okay, if you have a
you
car
just
down
see a
the road,
moving street running after you.
oh, dude, that actually like legitimately, you just see the yellow stripes like go away
Yeah.
after like 5 seconds.
So here's what I'm going to be doing here. Oh, do you have something you want to
Yeah,
add
I
to
do have the
ger-
fact.
Mitch?
Yeah. So I'm on Yahoo Answers.
Great source.
So he's like, I have a fact.
Incredible.
I'm on Yahoo
Hey,
Answers.
that's another great idea for a segment. Just random questions we don't know the answer to. Just let's see what's on Yahoo Answers, dude.
All right. So the best answer says there's really no answer. They're just fast. The other and more factual. Someone said they can run 2 to 3 miles per hour, although some can run 4.
Who is the person that straight let a gerbil go and just pushed it in one direction? Okay,
Oh, like a
kids,
little
go
speedometer.
treadmill. It's like a little treadmill sitting on a desk, dude, just running away.
Legitimately.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so
They probably like set it up with one of those like running wheels and just had him like running.
no, there's
around.
definitely probably a smarter way to do it for sure, like you're saying.
Okay,
feel
let
like
me,
that
let me
would
make this
be
more
the
interesting.
Anyways.
Let me make this more interesting.
I just feel like you're not painting me a good picture.
Okay, I'm going to paint you an even better picture, right?
Okay.
You're in Times Square, 11 o'clock in the morning. Should be packed. You walk out, you're into your car, like a mile down. You look around from your
Mile
phone.
down?
A mile down.
Or not a
now.
mile, sorry, a football field down, 100 yards.
It's New York.
Ah,
Not a lot
shoot.
of parking.
Yeah.
Like, you want to see me run?
100 yards, okay? You look up, you're on your phone, you look up from your phone, and you look around, there's a bunch of cars just like, like obviously not parked in parking spots, just parked in the middle of the road, like
Yeah.
up a side, like one's knocked into like
The
a light
rapture has
post.
happened.
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of looks like that. And then all of a sudden, you hear some squeaking, and you turn around, and there's just a pack of gerbils that are like sitting there around the car. So some are in the car, some are on top of the car.
In the car?
Like yeah, like they're like went into the car. Some are in the car, some are on top of the car, some are on top of like like those little post office things. Some are like in some buildings, and they all turn in their head towards you. And for a split second, they're all staring at you, and then they start running. What do you do? Do
At
you
you.
lay down? Yes. Do you lay down?
I do not lay down.
Straight out of
I
there.
roll initiative.
Wait, are they gerbils or the
They're the
ones
hamster, basically.
I
It's
know,
almost
but
the same thing.
Are they the ones that have like the giant sharp teeth that like look like buck teeth?
This is what they
essentially?
look like.
rabbit kind of.
Dude, what's this prepared?
Like a
it's like
rabbit.
just think like it's not like a rat, but just think
Looks
like a kind of like a hamster. Yeah.
I can't even tell.
Here's
from-
what I'm doing.
from
Here's
that.
what I'm doing right now, okay? I see this many gerbils, and my first reaction is to say, where's everybody at in Times Square? Because
Yeah.
I need some people to help me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's nobody nearby, clearly.
Yeah.
So I can
I
outrun
don't know.
gerbils for a little bit, right? I know my car battery is dead because my car battery is always dead. So,
Are you driving Wood's old car? Like,
so naturally, I don't even think about going into my car. I start taking off and I go into the first building nearby, right?
okay.
What I find is a baseball bat. Okay?
Ooh,
I
okay.
find a baseball bat. Here's what people don't see coming, right? Well, actually, I find a baseball bat. There's got to be some medication, or you think is there medication in some of these buildings?
This isn't PUBG. This is a random
I
office
grab
building.
a baseball bat.
see, this is what happens when you play too many video games.
Yeah. They got to
I
be
grab
a
a
med
baseball
pack
bat.
somewhere.
I grab a baseball bat, and then I mean, I just go out there and I start taking hacks. You know what I'm saying? And
So you're gonna just go straight ahead. You're not running away from
Like,
them
what
and
if
having the
they're
baseball bat just in
actually
case.
nice? Like, you're just gonna smash a bunch
What
of
if they're
gerbils?
actually nice? They turn
Why
their head
wait?
at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like they're a conglomerate. That would
why
be
wait and
terrifying.
find out?
So
is my
it's a
question.
giant fuzzy pet.
You
Like,
gotta connect the dots though. Where are the rest of the people?
Yeah, like the only thing you see, you don't
They're
see
gone.
zombies. You see gerbils.
If there's 100,000 of anything behind me, they're probably not nice. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out there.
Yeah,
So-
like okay, I don't think the gerbil population in New York is very good. I don't think it just everyone accidentally let their pets like let them out during the day. That had to come from somewhere. Like my
Yeah.
first thought would be like, okay, did the gerbils come from New Jersey? Like they're probably like a homier place.
Gerbils
There's
from
more
Jersey.
pets in Jersey. Like
Jersey
no,
gerbils.
Yeah, I would legitimately just run as far as possible.
Yeah.
Now, if I could find something like a baseball bat, I'd have it, but I wouldn't fight them.
I mean, at that point, I think you're dead. I just think you're dead.
I just think you lay down and give
There's
up.
I mean, we're in America. There's probably
See?
a few AKs to start.
comes
I would
down
take
to
it.
laying down.
I would find
Take
a
an AK,
lawnmower.
Light them up. Lawnmower. Well, that's only going to get you one direction. I think you just there's a bunch of there's a bunch of different
It's gonna
streets.
take out a bunch though.
There's a bunch of cars on this street, right? I'm gonna find the nearest gun, AK-47, something of the sort. Maybe not AK-47. Who knows?
Shotgun.
That's not in every building in Times Square. I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
I hope not.
Find a gun, and I'm just gonna blow cars up. Like that's got to be the best way to go.
Shoot.
Take some shots, have them snap off. Maybe the gerbils will get scared, and then
Dude, I would just
I run.
I'd go straight Walking Dead style and just try and find.
You're already dead. You laid down.
Yeah,
you're
lay
dead.
down.
You already decided your fate.
You
All
got
right.
Wait,
glazed.
that's
What
not
is
how
your-
this works. It's hypothetical. I can change my mind.
Hypothetically, you died.
Hypothetically, you
Woodland, what would you be doing?
I'm looking at a bunch of gerbil pictures now. You guys remember the Kia commercials
With the soul?
Yeah, that's all where they're
where the
dancing.
gerbils, drove in the car.
That means they have some soul.
They-
Yeah.
You can trust
Dude,
them.
I'm
Kia
telling you,
soul.
they're
All right,
nice.
so we have
They're
one
nice
dead.
gerbils.
We have one dead being Gunner, one fighting a
I'm
moth,
not dead,
one
they're
running
nice.
away. Woods, do
They're
you
not
run?
nice.
Woods, are you
I
going with
run?
lawnmower?
Well, I'm not
There's not
gonna
gonna be any
find
lawnmowers in New York
Times
City.
Square, absolutely not. No
Yeah.
grass.
Maybe you can try to distract them with all the lights.
No,
Maybe they don't like lights.
I'm running. You said there's a bunch of cars around.
Yeah.
You know, there's bound to be.
Something that
I
you
could
can like
I could run
hotwire.
up a distance for a little bit. But shoot, yeah, no.
I think you're dead. At
Find,
the end. I think
maybe
we're all dead.
find
Yeah.
some cleats and just run over.
Metal cleats.
Metal cleats, dude.
That's emo, dude. I respect
It's
that.
actually not that bad an idea, dude.
Dude,
not
that's
bad an
funny.
idea. Okay, see, that's a good hypothetical situation.
All right, give me
Let's
another.
do
Give me
another
another.
one. Let's do another one.
Here's another one. So, and this is one that actually Woods brought up earlier that I think we should use and I think we should talk about. So, your best friend you've known for your entire life, okay, inseparable. You
Tanner.
find out, yeah, sure,
Tanner.
inseparable. You find out that they murdered someone. You don't know who, you don't know what. They just told you that they killed someone. Do you turn them in, or do you let it slide because they're your best friend?
Depends on who they killed.
Yeah.
You don't
And
know.
why?
That's the question.
Wait, you don't know?
No,
How
you
do you
don't
not
know. He won't tell you. He comes in with a blood-soaked shirt. You know he killed someone, but he won't
Depends.
say who it is.
I don't care who he killed. Depends on how he killed. See, if it's just a massacre, there's no saving the guy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
What
Like,
if it was an accident? You know?
well, how do I know it was an accident?
Well,
He
that's
has-
what I'm saying. Like,
I accidentally pulled out an AK and lit everybody out. Like, yeah, me too, bro.
Okay,
That's
so
also an accident.
Let's
you know?
split this into two different hypothetical situations, okay? Your best friend comes back. He says he accidentally like got in a car wreck or something and killed another person, but he drove off. Or you have him come back with a freaking chainsaw with blood all over it with like a mask on and be like, "What's up, dude?" Like, okay, so you have one that was an accident and he was just scared and wanted to leave, and then you have one that he obviously is nutso, right?
yeah.
Okay, so do you turn him in both times? Which one do you give a little slack on? There you go.
I don't claim to be Batman, you know? I don't claim to be all about that justice. So, I mean, I think if it's an accident, I think I let him slide. You know, I'll help him find. I don't know, but he has to do all the touching. He has to do all the handsy stuff. Like, I'll come up with the ideas.
He's gotta do
I'll be the guide. I'll drive his car for him. You know, but I
See,
ain't gonna touch a
then
dead
you're an
body.
accessory.
See, for me, I would be like,
I love
okay, if it was like a chainsaw massacre kind of thing, if like he obviously, then I would like be like, okay, I'll let it slide, and then I'll walk away and go drive a far distance away, and then call the cops because he's obviously gone crazy, and I don't want him to
Yeah.
kill me.
And you've got a
But
duty,
If
you
it's
know?
an accident and he was just really scared, then I think what I would do, I would let it slide, but I wouldn't want to deal with it. I would just be like, I'm not going to say a word, but I'm not gonna help you out. Like, I'm not going. If something happens, I'm not gonna like
Because
do
at
anything.
that point, ultimately, if he does get caught, you're an
an
accomplice.
That's
You're an accomplice.
that's a good point. Like so if you don't turn him in, you have a chance of getting arrested as well.
And then the gerbil police
I
come and
would-
get you.
the gerbils.
Who have taken over.
He's in charge
I
of the
mean,
gerbils.
I would probably turn him in both times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would.
Now that you brought up the accomplice thing, I think I would.
I
too.
would give
Yeah,
him the
I mean-
chance to turn himself in.
Yeah, I would literally.
That's a good point.
I'd probably go with him down to the police station and like
What if he doesn't want to go?
I would.
He
turn
wouldn't
him
want to go
anyways.
if he's
Yeah.
asking for you to help him bury a body.
So now you know, Tanner. If you ever
wait,
kill
but
someone, don't tell
If
Gunner
he
because
got
he
in a
won't
car
help.
accident, how's he gonna bury the body? Like, didn't he just?
He
flee
just
the
drove
accident?
away.
He
It was
just
like in the
drove
middle of
away.
the night, no cameras. He
Honestly,
just
you
drove
don't
away.
have to.
Oh, I thought we were
cover
helping him
the
bury the body. Oh, yeah.
It honestly depends
in
on
that circumstance.
It really comes down to like why he did it, and it's a very slim, like if it's a very slim chance I would help him bury the body and get
Yeah.
and get and like get away with it. But
Okay.
you know, it depends.
I think it's an
Brand
internal-
new,
Depends.
brand new. Like to build off this.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so he was drunk driving, let's say. Okay, like he comes home, he tells you like while he's still drunk that he ran into someone, killed someone while he was driving, and drove home. But the next morning, he was so blacked out drunk, he does not remember this. You're the only person who knows about this.
I mean, you drink drive. It's your fault.
Well,
dude.
I think.
Yeah, but like if
Screwed up.
he
Yeah,
doesn't
I
like,
I still would have turned him in because his car's wrecked.
yeah,
Someone's gonna find out, and there's cameras everywhere nowadays.
Yeah.
He's gonna find out, or someone's gonna find out, and ultimately.
Yeah, I think
I mean,
he's
if you're the
gonna go
only
to
one,
jail.
if you know for a fact you're the only one who knows, you would still turn him.
I would still turn him in.
I would
That's fair.
say, like,
Absolutely.
I think it's just an internal thing for me, right? Like, I don't, like, obviously you want to play the justice card and stuff, but I think for, like, most scenarios where he's just not blatantly just, like, guilty, like, super ridiculous, like, anytime there's, like, an emotional, like tug at me, my first instinct is just to be like, look, dude, it's not my guilt. Like, I don't have any guilt over this, and if you can live with that for the rest of your life, then, like, do it, but I know I couldn't, so.
Yeah.
I'm not going to help him do anything, like, I'm not going to get my hands dirty, but if it's his place where it's like he can live with having killed somebody, then I think it says more about him as a person.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
don't you think that like ultimately you would have some sort of guilt just by knowing that he's done that and still living with it?
Well, I think it depends on who he killed again, right? Like if he kills somebody that's like super close to me, then yeah, I'm going to be upset about it. But if he just killed like a random person and he killed them and he's telling me, I'm like, look, dude, this is your battle. This is your place you're in. This is your headset. I don't really have anything holding over me except for like
Yeah.
I don't feel
empathy.
guilty for what he's done. I don't feel guilty for what anybody's done. I feel guilty. I feel bad for
Well,
what people.
I feel like I disagree with that though, because ultimately, if I'm putting myself in that situation where my friend just killed someone and he's told me, but there's no way I could take that stance on like that's something you can deal with. I'm not guilty for it, but or I'm not feeling guilty about it. Like if I know he's killed someone and he can deal with it, I can't. Like he said, like I can't deal with that, and I would ultimately turn him in because just the fact of me knowing that he's killed someone else, like I would easily feel guilty.
That's fair. That's fair.
100%.
He's,
Fair enough.
you know, is he really your best friend if he puts that on you? You know? If
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also
Good
true.
question. Good question.
That's also true.
Yeah.
What would you do, Woods?
I wouldn't.
I don't
Again,
need
there's a
any
lot of.
PC answers either.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
I would turn him. I would turn him in.
Yeah.
I would turn.
That's
I would
fair.
give him the
I
chance
think we're all
to
kind
do
of
the
on
right
the same
thing.
page of like, you know, depending. Like, I think me and Tanner are kind of a little bit closer because, like, one, you can think about this too. If you know about it and he doesn't remember, and someone finds out, then you could just claim ignorance because he probably wouldn't remember telling you either.
That's true.
Because like if he doesn't remember doing it, he doesn't remember telling you, so you can completely claim ignorance.
It's very situational. To me, it just comes down to like it's not my walk, you know.
Yeah, you're
Like,
right, you're right.
I
Plan on
obviously
going
like
to
I care
prison.
about people's feelings, and I
don't plan on this
100%,
happening.
yeah, obviously it's not gonna happen, but it's like I'm not like I don't know. I guess I just don't have that same level of like I would be super upset. I don't think any of my best friends would end up killing people, like doing anything super stupid like that, anyways.
Yeah.
Like my best friends, right? But I don't know, dude. It's kind of their walk, you know. Like if they don't feel guilty about that, then I don't think they're really like one of my best friends, anyways.
Yeah.
All right,
So
that's
I
fair.
think it's like a little bit of
Yeah.
a shoe tying thing there.
That's
I can
fair.
actually. Can I bring up something really quick?
Yeah, sure.
with it? I'm thinking like this brings up. Have you guys watched Black Mirror?
Yeah.
I have not.
You
Watch
should,
like
you
half
should
of it.
start. Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
Mirror. everyone out there, you should watch Black Mirror if you're over 18.
Sponsored.
So,
No, I'm kidding.
Not sponsored at all.
Just watch it.
One of the episodes, White Bear, I kind of want to discuss that because literally, like,
You gotta catch me up on that.
okay, so the episode essentially starts out with this girl like going through this almost amusement park, but it's torture to her. So like literally, like she's being chased the whole time, but she doesn't know she's in an amusement park. At the end, it's revealed that she's in an amusement park. She
Thanks for spoiling
orchestrated the murder with her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, the murder of a little girl, right? So the little girl was murdered. She videotaped it. But now, since she did that, she was convicted of the crime, and now the whole community has created this amusement park around her, and they have this device where she keeps reliving the same day. And they torture.
So it's like Groundhog Day, but like on
her.
steroids.
Exactly, and they torture her. They let her loose, and it's like an amusement park where she like all people can spectate, and like people run around with phones and like spectate, and she's
terrifying.
And she's being chased by like people with guns and knives and stuff like that. But they don't kill her because it's like an amusement park. They just
psychologically destroy her.
Psychologically demolish her, and then they restart the day and demolish her again, like psychologically. So my question is, I have to have you guys understand like what she did. So her boyfriend, and this will get really graphic.
Spoiler.
Well, spoiler also, and gets very graphic.
I've already spoiled it.
That's true. She videotaped her ex-boyfriend sticking this little girl in a bag and burning her alive. Right? So it's very, very, very graphic stuff.
Yeah.
But does that justify the amusement park thing of them torturing
Because
her
she didn't say
over
anything.
and over again?
Because she didn't say
What
anything.
happened to the boyfriend?
The boyfriend ended up hanging himself in prison.
But she knew about it. She didn't say anything, and then she was.
Yeah, well, she was tried, and they found evidence, or I don't know exactly how they.
So she was
convicted her.
complying in this. Like she was like cool with filming it. It wasn't like an accidental.
Oh
film.
no! Yeah, he didn't force her to film it. She filmed
Okay,
it.
so
Like,
she-
she found enjoyment in
Then
the
yeah,
That's
then
sick
yeah,
and
I think
disgusting.
it. Then
That's
yes,
disgusting.
I think.
But someone to live a day over and over and over again, just psychologically tortured, or should
I mean,
they
that just comes hand in hand on like what do you think of like how far you should go in punishing someone? She definitely deserves punishment. I mean, that goes without saying.
Absolutely.
They keep wiping her brain too, so
so she
she
doesn't
doesn't know
remember.
she's reliving it over and over again. She
Yeah.
only is reliving it over, and then like they wipe her, and then she does it again,
Yeah.
and then they wipe her, and then she does it again. So that's why I don't even know if that's like that good of psychological torture, because like she doesn't even know that what she's going through, kind of in a sense.
Well, I would feel like I would rather
Oh, she does
know
by
it
the end of it.
multiple
Actually,
times.
they tell her that she's going.
I would
through it.
rather know that. I would rather constantly know, because eventually, if you constantly don't
can grow
don't
up,
you know
no
like
awareness
yeah,
to it.
you can grow awareness to it. You could be like, okay, I know they're going to come this way.
Yeah,
Let me
you got a
hide her
point.
here. So like, I think it's worse that she doesn't know.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. That comes into question of like how you feel like the justice system should be. Like I don't know. That's a deep question.
a
That
dark
could be like a
question.
whole other podcast.
Might be a whole other podcast. Give me another one of those.
Yeah, give me.
Okay,
yeah,
couple
no,
quick
sorry
ones.
for
No, you're fine,
bringing
you're
that up
fine.
Without,
I
Dude,
gotta
we-
watch that episode.
Yeah,
That sounds
no.
pretty good.
We
you
can
haven't
talk about
watched
that
it?
in another
I haven't
one.
watched that one.
Oh,
no.
it's so good, dude.
And we can talk about that in another
Let's
podcast.
watch
for
it
sure.
after this.
Yeah. A couple quick ones. Okay, so would you rather, if you had to choose one, this is like a would you rather kind of thing, but you had to choose one hypothetical situation, you're in front of like genie or something, or I don't know, like some like kind of wizard, and you did something bad, and they make you decide, would you rather grow 10 times uglier, or would you rather be 10 times dumber? Which would you choose? Because obviously, 10 times uglier might put a struggle on your social life, but 10 times dumber would just really, I feel like 10 times dumber
Depends
would
how cute
bar
I am.
you, would
Is
bar
it-
you more than 10 times uglier would.
Is it based off of how ugly you perceive yourself, or others perceive you?
Others perceive you.
And how ugly am I?
You're
So
terribly
I want you to
ugly.
tell me
You're,
I'm
you're
beautiful.
so ugly. You're adorable,
I'm
Woods.
finishing for
You're
some
adorable.
compliments.
You should take 10 times dumber, because 10 times 0 is still 0.
Dude,
That's what I was about to say. If
Got wrecked.
if you're already ugly,
Yeah.
you might as well just take like 10 times uglier.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
what
would probably
you-
take dumber
Because you don't want.
because I'm pretty. No, I'm just kidding.
You are pretty, dude.
I'm already pretty dumb. So I mean, 10 times dumber wouldn't be that drastic of a change.
I think it'd be easier to live, just like to finish out living your life 10 times dumber.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
if you're hot and stupid, like you have less self-awareness. You just kind of live and let life happen.
Yeah,
And
that's fair.
Some
That's
good
fair.
opportunities will come your way, and sure, you're not going to accomplish anything.
Yeah.
No, you're not. But you're gonna live a happy life, most likely.
Yeah.
That's
Now
fair.
everybody's gonna be
Stupid
like,
people
oh,
live happy lives.
Yeah,
Pretty
absolutely.
easily.
Yeah, because they're less
Simply.
self-aware. They don't know what they don't have that same level.
Okay,
of,
then
like,
let me flip it because I think we're all going to agree on dumber, right? Dumber.
I would say dumb.
I-
Dumber
Probably
as
would
well.
say dumber.
I would say dumber as well. So if we're all going to agree on dumber, how about if you could be 10 times smarter or 10 times
prettier.
Which would you pick?
From
I
right
would
now.
pick from right now. I would pick smarter, I think.
I would pick smarter
I'd
too.
probably pick smarter.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Like that means anything from you. Tanner, what do you think?
Are we talking like on a pure intelligence level, or are we talking about like street smarts and like just
The whole shebang.
socially
Whole
smart?
shebang. Whole shebang.
Like IQ.
Then that's just not even close, dude.
Yeah.
Like IQ's different. IQ is just
Oh,
like
yeah,
legit like problem solving, critical thinking
Yeah.
skills. Like that. In that case, I would just pick 10 times prettier. Are you kidding me? Because like you can always get smarter. It's a lot harder to get.
That's
prettier.
also fair. You can't
Wait.
learn pretty.
You can't learn pretty. You can work out and go to the gym. That's a lot of work.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
you can learn pretty. You can
I just-
totally
Well, yeah.
Kim
I just
Kardashian
realized-
yourself or whatever.
I just realized.
What?
Maybe I do want 10 times prettier.
No, you've already made a decision.
Why?
Because
Sorry.
I'm
You already
like,
made your decision.
I'm pretty, so then it would be magnified
It's
10 times more.
Exponentially would grow. That's
Yeah, like I would be.
Well, not exponentially.
I
Yeah,
was-
but you'd
I
still
would-
stay as stupid as you are.
I would actually,
That's the real problem we're at right now.
I would
I'm not
actually
saying
look
you're
like Brad Pitt.
Yet again, though, Woods, 10 times 0 is still 0. Bro.
Yeah.
Like, you might as well pick pretty. In either direction, 10 times 0 is 0.
I want another one. I want
Okay.
another one.
Here's the next hypothetical situation. Okay, you were given $1 million. That'd be cool, right?
Okay.
Given $1 million, but you have an hour to spend that money. And as soon as the hour ends, money goes away. What do you buy? And what do you buy first, maybe? Like, what's the most important thing to make sure you buy? And then what do you spend the rest of the money on?
I think. I actually don't have an answer. You guys just looked at me and I blanked.
What the heck? Oh my gosh.
No, you go.
See, for me, if I had $1 million, I would like find a house that I could pay off in the area.
Nailed it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the first thing. If that takes up all $1 million, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But that way I don't have to pay it off at all, and I'm good. So like, if anything were to happen with like, let's say I make y'all really mad and you fire me, right? I at least don't have to worry about paying off the house.
That's what
Homes
Yeah.
appreciate as
That's
well.
exactly what I would
Homes
do.
can
most
get
likely.
more valuable, which is kind of great. So if you spend $1 million
As well.
on a home and the neighborhood gets better and a lot of these
Fair
other
point.
things around it get better, then the house becomes more valuable. You can sell it, get your million something back.
Fair point.
Buy
No
a
problem.
historical
Exactly.
home,
And
too.
you can rent it out, start
Yeah.
making even more money on it.
Fair point as well. Woods?
Oh,
You
House?
can live in it.
Or you can live in it.
Or you can live in it.
living it. Mm.
Let's say the house costs you half of it. You still have half to be like to spend on it. So you still have $500,000. What else would you buy? Let's say the house is $500,000
Okay.
that we buy. You still have $500K, and you have
Car.
45 minutes.
That's for Tanner.
That's for 10.
That's for little old me.
You do need, yeah, yeah, you do need a car.
Probably buy myself a BMW i8 though.
Yeah.
God, why?
A BMW
a
i8,
My.
or maybe a Lamborghini. I don't know, or a Tesla.
I would like,
When you're out of money and you need maintenance, you're broke.
yeah. You have to remember,
Got
you're
him.
out of money. You're out of money, right? So you don't have any, like, all you have now
Well,
is your
I-
paycheck.
I mean, it's not gonna
I
be
know,
$1
but I
million.
was just saying, like, okay, like I still am working a job, am I not?
Yeah.
Okay, I would buy myself a decent house, maybe $600,000 or something like that.
Decent.
Maybe $700,000. I don't know. Buy 2 cars. Buy myself tons of appliances for the place.
'Kay.
And that's it.
See, I would buy the house and furnish it. So let's just say like
Yeah,
like
okay.
750,000. So I still have
Do you think you could do
250K.
that in an hour?
I don't know. I've worked at Best Buy, dude. It takes like an hour.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
what I would
what
you
I'm saying.
would close on the house. That would probably take like what 20, 30 minutes.
Oh, dude, closing on a house. I don't even know if we could do that.
With $1
technically.
million
No.
And a
cash, you could
thousand-
probably
Yeah,
close.
I was about to say like if the price of the house was like 400K and you give them 500K cash, I'm pretty sure they close pretty fast. Like I'm sure like they wouldn't want to.
You would at least take the money.
Yeah, tell
Yeah.
them your
So
situation
you-
and then be like, all right, let's do this paperwork.
Exactly. So like let's
They're not going
say
to be spooked by your situation.
Yeah.
You only have $1 million for an hour. Are you
Kidding me? They're making commission. I don't care if I'm spooked or not. I'm gonna have you sign those
Yeah,
papers.
you can either ask questions or we can get this done.
okay,
right now.
this is called hypothetical situations. Okay, let's just say hypothetically, I spend the 500K on a house and I close it in 30 minutes. Right, I still have 30 minutes of 500K. I go to Amazon. I buy a bunch of crap that I want to go in that house really fast. That probably takes another like 15 minutes, and another like let's just say $100K. And then I think the next thing I would do, I would just find the best PC possible and buy it.
There's got to be a limit to how much you can purchase on Amazon, dude. I don't think you can purchase $100,000 worth of stuff on Amazon in one
Let's.
card.
Yeah,
I feel like let's
You will
find
get
out.
declined.
challenge accepted.
Look it up.
And if you paid for the house
wonder
in
if there's a
cash,
limit.
you have to have the other amount.
You're gonna test it. Go on
Cash.
Amazon.
Yeah,
right now?
While I'm looking
No,
this
no,
up, what would you
Wait,
do?
hold
Would
on.
do
You
the
can
house?
buy you can buy an item that's like hundreds of thousands of dollars on Amazon. So I don't think there's a limit as long as you have it.
I wonder if I could go to a Supreme store and just
Supreme store.
buy them out. You know?
Ooh, that's
couldn't.
another good question.
Definitely
Would
could
you
not.
go to a company that you like
wouldn't
try
take
to
an hour,
buy out a company?
No.
That would take more than an hour.
And it would take
Yeah,
way too
and-
much time to invest.
Exactly.
And
No,
$1 million
I'm
not
saying-
enough to buy a company.
I wasn't.
Sorry, boys.
Well, it depends on what company.
I wasn't saying buy out. Supreme,
Like, let's just
though.
say, like, hey, go up to VidMe, be like, hey, I know you're closing. I'll give you like $100K.
No, but like, listen, I'm not saying I wanted to buy out a company. I'm
Buy
just saying,
shares.
like buy all of Supreme stuff because Supreme.
Oh, in their
is-
store.
yeah, in
like
their
I'll give
store.
you like a flat rate of like a $500,000 for everything
exactly
in this
because
store.
Here's the problem.
Supreme resells for a lot of money.
But you have to understand market value and markets before, like that's what my argument was going to be towards Woods, because I could tell he was going to go for gold. Anyway, yeah, so the problem with buying a lot of one thing, and for gold you could probably get away with like $1 million
Yeah.
of, but you can't buy a bunch of one thing and then be like resale value, because it's not going to work. You inflate the market. If you buy $1 million worth of Supreme stuff and you start trying to resell it, none of the you're going to have so much stuff that the reseller is just going to be like, the market value is just going to go down because
Yeah.
it's so easy for everybody to get it,
Yeah.
and it's coming from one person. So like
That's why
you're
you
just not going
sell
to
it
make as much money.
slowly.
Yeah, but then it loses value. Supreme doesn't increase in value, and the stuff you buy in the stores aren't rare things.
So you
Yeah,
would
that's
you would
true.
get a house and a car, right? Would you just not spend the rest of it? You'd just be done after that? Because remember, it goes away.
I feel like
100%
Y'all,
I'd buy a house and a car.
y'all are selfish. I would give it to charity.
Shut your mouth.
Oh, my
Shut your dirty mouth.
Scarcity creates value.
No,
you
you
got to
wouldn't.
get. So you got like you just don't have enough time to get something.
Yeah,
rare.
I would buy a house first. I have a new car, so I wouldn't buy a car. I would like buy the best PC I can, so that I can do whatever the heck, like stream on it or whatever.
I would
See,
buy
this-
items that would make me money in the future.
Yeah,
a good
exactly.
point.
See, that's the thing, though, is like I'm not necessarily selfish because what I'm doing here is securing my financial. No, I'm securing my financial stability, and ultimately, if I'm financially stable, I'm able to help other people. Once I'm financially stable, you feel like I
mean,
can
it is
help
a
people a lot
selfish
more.
Act. You know what I'm saying?
There is no.
okay,
this
sure.
is something we
Nothing
can
you're
talk.
doing
Sure,
is
it's a
selfless.
This
sure,
is
it's a
another
selfish
topic
act.
that we can talk about in another podcast. But is there even a selfless act? Because everything has in mind of a reason that you want to either feel better or like help. You know what I'm saying? You want to help other people because you want to feel better about
That's a
yourself.
good topic.
Not necessarily.
That's a topic for another
Okay.
podcast. But what Woods?
That's another
what-
pop-off topic.
That's another pop off. Woods, what would you do if you had all the money? Because
Yeah, like I said, I would buy things that I'm passionate about and would raise me up in education, and experience
I would
with
pay
that
off
passion.
School. I would pay off school too. That's something that I would do.
I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, me
Shut your
neither.
mouth.
I'm good to go. on
Y'all
that.
are all the worst.
I would as well.
Yeah.
Pay off school.
Yeah. All right. So that's pretty good. Okay.
I
So
could technically do that right now if I wanted.
Yeah.
But I'm just not.
you were lucky. You didn't have to go to TC.
Yeah,
you
that
didn't go to
sounds
TC.
Tragic.
Yeah.
Pay
Okay.
off school. You got to start your adult life. Is that why you're not paying off school?
No, I just like having money saved.
Okay,
That's fair.
I guess.
That's fair.
Emergencies, baby.
Okay, so the gloriousness about this podcast is we are going to take every single week, we are going to ask you questions through Gunner or whoever on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever it is, of things that you want us to talk about. So right now, Gunner, you pulled up a bunch. You tweeted out like a couple days ago that we're going to talk about some stuff. No one really knew what we were gonna, like what you were really talking about because we hadn't announced this yet. But there's some users. We'll shout out the users. So every single week when we ask that, make sure you tweet us back with some topics. And if we choose your
Yes.
topic, we will shout you out. And we'll put up your Twitter handle and everything on the screen. And we'll shout you out, obviously, if you're listening to the audio version of this. And so right now, let's just go through some and see how many we can pop out in the next couple minutes, or in the next like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah. So Kaylee asks, what our Christmas traditions.
What's her
are.
handle? Just in case this is the audio version.
I actually don't have it.
Dude, you're the worst.
It's at
Kaylee
Kaylee KFOS something.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
But I guess I'll start with this one.
Okay.
Christmas traditions.
right.
I am assuming everyone here celebrates Christmas. Am
Yes.
I wrong in that assumption?
No.
No.
All right.
Okay.
So
Kwanzaa.
So
once.
There's always that one guy.
There's always that one guy. See, I
No.
don't really have a ton of Christmas traditions besides this. Okay, so me and my family each Christmas Eve, me and my sister gets to open up one of our presents on Christmas Eve night. So the
Okay.
night before.
my parents hate that tradition.
Really?
I have that tradition.
Yeah. So I have that tradition.
I like the presents I buy for myself.
Oh my gosh. Besides that, I don't really have Christmas traditions. I have a Thanksgiving tradition, kind of.
Okay, what's that?
Well,
For another episode.
yeah, for another episode. No, it's
Got
not
it.
like I don't usually partake in it as much, but my family in general does. Every single Thanksgiving when we go out to the country, which is like I have it part of my family that lives out in the country, and they go out and they shoot stuff. Every Thanksgiving.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Like we have guns and we just
America!
Texas, dude, Texas.
Like, where do they go?
They we have my family that lives out in the country has like a huge or I say huge, has a lot of land, and so we just go back. There's like this creek area or like this giant field, depending, and we go back and like I think last year they set up like a dummy, like they got like a store dummy, and just went out with some like shotguns and stuff and just like shot at it. So that would be my thing. Christmas not as much besides the Christmas Eve thing. What about y'all?
I like that.
My family has a talent show, essentially.
Oh, yeah.
that we
That's
do every
cool.
year.
That's cool.
And it gets weirder every year. Like
That's dope.
I feel gradually more uncomfortable as the years pass.
go on.
Just an
I think-
example.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
I
an
think-
example here?
So I think one of the ones that stood out last year was my cousins got on one of our beds and they laid down upside down. So like their back was on or I guess it's not upside down technically. Is it? Is it upside? Well, yeah. They would lay their back down on
Okay.
the bed and they
Yeah.
would put their head off of. They would hang their head off of the end of the bed.
Dude, words are hard sometimes.
Yeah, they
dude.
are. They would hang their
What?
head off of the bed, and they drew on their. I cannot speak
Dude,
right now.
makeup?
They drew on their face. No, it wasn't makeup. It was Sharpie. But you know how like
It was Sharpie?
no,
Risky
yeah,
plays.
it was Sharpie. So you know, like when you have your face upside down and you can like draw eyes on your chin,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
they did a whole Taylor Swift song.
Oh
singing
my gosh.
with eyes on their chin,
That's
upside
dope.
down. Like it was weird, dude.
That's
It was really
funny.
weird.
That's funny.
pretty frightening.
And then
Yeah.
and then we'll just take part, like me and my brothers and my parents, like we'll just sing a song or something, and
Yeah.
we'll be extremely bad, but it's pretty enjoyable.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty
What
fun.
about y'all? Y'all got anything besides the Christmas Eve thing?
Christmas Eve. I mean, we do the present opening. I think like everybody does that. I have two families, I guess technically, my mom's side and my dad's side. Technically the same family, just two different Christmases, you know.
Yeah.
So my dad's side, we usually do. Dude, same brother. Divorced parents, am I right?
You have three.
Knuckles to that.
You got 3 families.
Dude, same. 4 families? No.
Yeah, dude.
Always.
Thanks, brother.
Dang.
I'll see you in Texas this Christmas.
See you in Texas.
Yeah.
So like almost said Thanksgiving. So Christmas Eve, I usually do my dad's Christmas, where we usually just go over there and we'll usually like play cards, consume alcohol now that we're adults,
Nice.
and
Nice.
hang out. It's usually a good time. Open
Yeah.
some presents and stuff. My dad usually has this tradition where he'll write really dirty, provocative things to describe it. Like he'll be like, "Shout out to the kids out there. Be careful. I'm not. This will be." I'll say this. We can decide after if we want to cut it. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? But like an example being, he's like, "Yo, these socks go on your feet," kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Because you know like the bad
I
things you
got
can do
you.
with socks.
I got
So
you.
like he'll take that and he'll stretch it out pretty far. It's pretty funny. He does some stuff that's just absolutely hysterical, and so like that's super funny. And then Christmas morning, I usually spend with my mom.
Yeah.
And so I usually go over to her house. She'll usually like make breakfast, and we open gifts, talk about our feelings. Love like my Christmas season kind of stuff. I always love doing. Always watch Home Alone.
Yes.
Absolutely my favorite Christmas movie. Hallmark movies make me jazzed. Jazz hands love Hallmark
Dude,
movies.
I can't stand.
They make me
Hallmark
feel
movies.
good.
Ew.
Can't stand.
I
them.
usually don't buy into fake stuff. Like it's just I have too much of like a I don't have a tolerance, I would say, for fake things because I can just I see something's fake and it just kills me.
Yeah.
Hallmark movies are nothing but fake and I love them. Love Hallmark movies for some reason. And then the smell of cinnamon.
I thought you were
The
joking.
smell of cinnamon.
No, the smell of
I totally
cinnamon.
thought you were joking.
The smell of cinnamon arouses me in Christmas time. Very much so. Enjoy cinnamon.
There you
That
go,
first
ladies.
woof of that first whiff of cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
What
about you,
got
Woody?
anything?
Okay, so same with me with the divorced parents. I will go.
That's the most depressed same ever.
I
Yeah, same
enjoy
with
it.
me.
I
with
like
the-
it.
Oh,
I'd
I do.
rather have it.
As you become an adult, it's just like happiness, you know?
Yeah.
Still chilling.
Yeah, still we're all good. We're all fam. Yeah, I'll go to my dad's side for Christmas Eve, play White Elephant.
Nice.
And then I'll end up either spending the whole night there and going to my mom's on the same night and going to sleep, or I'll cut it short and go to my mom's family side, and we'll also play White Elephant there. Love White Elephant.
Yeah.
You guys are a white elephant fanatic family, aren't you?
Yeah, we're very white elephant.
Elephant specifically.
And then, I'll spend Christmas with my mom and my stepdad, and my step siblings will come over. And when my step siblings come over on Christmas morning, we'll get up and it'll be around 7 or 8 o'clock, and we'll go out back where the pool is, and me and my stepbrother will jump in to the freezing cold water.
Oh,
And we'll get
we've done that
out,
before.
get some coffee, and then open presents.
That actually sounds amazing.
It's great.
Dude, I'm happy
good
thinking about your
tradition.
family.
I'm happy thinking.
Can I come
No,
over?
for real though.
Yeah, sure.
Just that imagery in my mind of jumping into a cold pool and then getting out and just enjoying a nice cup of Joe.
Yeah, it's
A nice cup of Joe.
by the fire while opening presents
Oh.
and watching your family open their
Dude,
presents.
now that's a Hallmark movie if I've ever heard one.
No, dude,
Yeah,
there's not
for
enough
real.
tragedy. We need more tragedy.
What about the divorce?
You're right.
You're right.
Hallmark
You're
movie
good.
it is.
Hallmark movie. Dope. All right. Do we have another one?
So we got one from Yvonne, and her Twitter handle
I think
is
it's
at
Yvonne. Yvonne.
Yvonne, sure. At _Yvonne. She's actually curious about new stuff up and coming from High Five Studios and Wrecked, etc.
Nice. Okay. So Matthias is buying my idea for a new channel where I'm going to run it and not do Rect anymore. I'm just kidding. Not going to happen.
I'm like, no way, dude.
I'm like, no way. Congrats. No, not going to happen. I don't know how much do you want to dive into Rec stuff. I mean, we've got some exciting stuff. Well, then again, when this comes out, some of that stuff might already be out.
It might
So what are
actually
some
be out.
ideas that we're thinking of, basically?
I don't want to spoil it.
You don't want to spoil anything?
Yeah, I don't really want to spoil much, but
Let's
I
talk
do.
about the life of High Five.
The life of High Five?
I mean, I definitely
idea.
think it's a very interesting place to work. Everywhere you turn, there's a camera on, and weird.
Especially
things
now
happen.
with Matt Vlogs, doing pretty well and him doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's very weird products all over the place.
Yep.
So things that you would love to order online and just see what they do and what they're like. We literally have those laying around on the floor.
The other day-
all over the place.
The other day, we walk out of our office in Orange Base, and they're on our table that we have in Orange Base. There's 3 jugs of just a random Matthias products that we're just scrummaging through. Is scrummaging a word? Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
sure.
You're just
Scrimmaging.
rummaging.
Rummaging, that's the
Hey.
word.
We're rummaging through all these things. We found the mirror, the endless mirror thing, where it just goes for
Yeah.
like
Mirror?
Yes, we gotta
Mirror?
get that.
Holy moly, can you
gotta
say
get that.
mirror?
Yeah,
mirror,
we're gonna get one.
Mirror. Interesting.
mirror.
But,
Dang it, in Texas.
Black
Yeah,
mirror.
there was just
A bunch of random stuff.
crazy products, but it's definitely a cool place to work. There's a
Yeah.
lot of really, really cool people and
Ton of cool people.
Cool up and coming things.
Yeah.
There is the Christmas party that will be at High Five.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are attending. Gunnar and I will not be. Patrick will not be as
We
well.
will be in Vegas.
Woods will be
I'll
attending.
in Texas.
Other things at High Five. There was that fire, which you saw in Matt's vlog that happened. We all
Yeah.
evacuated.
Yes.
That was pretty crazy.
That was really crazy. I mean, I had to evacuate where I lived.
I guess one interesting
which is
story about
here.
that.
Well, yes, but I mean, I'm not gonna give them my address.
Yeah. I guess one interesting thing
Sorry,
about
yeah.
that, that's fine, is the fact that the power went out and our first instinct was to go to Blue Base and have a Nerf battle.
Yes.
Tell me why that's just engraved in our mind is let's go shoot some Nerf guns.
My favorite thing about that day was people were like, going back and forth, looking outside and everything, and Shannon was just standing outside with a Nerf gun, just like, and, like someone who worked like in our area was like, oh, so y'all just like have Nerf guns, like that's cool, like she was just
cool
holding
shit.
a Nerf gun.
She's just going to talk to some dude in like
Yeah.
a full business outfit, and
Yeah.
she's just like has
Holding
this
a Nerf
small
gun.
little Nerf gun on her.
Yeah, just like
What I want to know is what people think we do.
yeah,
exactly.
for real. That's what he was like. So y'all just like have Nerf guns, like
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
we walk
Exactly.
across the parking lot to each from building to building with
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
random stuff.
yeah, equipment and stuff.
and make weird noises, especially in Orange Base with Wreck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I agree.
Yeah. So we can't really get too much into like things that are upcoming. One, because we might not know everything that's upcoming yet, because we don't know when this is coming out. And two,
Yes.
obviously we don't want to give anything away. So just stay tuned.
Yeah, we can't give anything away.
Yeah,
So,
stay tuned.
So I don't know if you guys read very much. Considering you guys are all really dumb, I'm assuming.
And
not.
you're the
I'm
one
just-
talking.
You're the one to talk. Just give
guy.
me this, bro.
Okay.
That's the one time
Okay,
I can
fine,
call you guys
fine,
stupid. So
fine.
now you guys gotta call me stupid. Or yeah. But
Well, yeah,
anyways.
well, we don't have to. I mean, we
So,
all willingly do. So
Do you guys have any like favorite books? This is from Hannah Farley at I think it's Hannah Farley.
yeah. So I don't do a ton of reading. Haven't since high school because you don't have to. So if I don't have to read, I'm not gonna read. You know what I'm saying? So, but
My
my
guy.
favorite book series of all time, when I was a kid, read them like 20 billion times, is the series of unfortunate events. Y'all know
Oh,
the
they're
series
gonna
of-
say Goosebumps.
No. Oh, Goosebumps is great. Like these
Goosebumps
are like
is-
my
that's where I'm
series when
going.
I was
Yeah,
growing up.
absolutely.
Series of unfortunate events. Goosebumps, Hank the Cow Dog. Do you remember those books at all? Like
Hank
when I was a
the
little
Cow
kid,
Dog.
Hank the Cow Dog. Post in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. Hank the Cow Dog was a thing when I was a kid, but mainly series of unfortunate events. I've read Hobbit like 80 times, and by 80 I mean 3.
There's another
Feels like
hyperbole.
Yeah.
There's another hyperbole.
I hate you.
That was an exaggeration.
Yeah, exactly. But like besides series of unfortunate events and The Hobbit, there's really not a lot of reading I did. I know I read the Westing game, if y'all know what that is.
No.
And Spiderwick Chronicles, which was like another kid
I know
series of
that.
books.
I like that book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those were good. But besides that, I don't really do like an active like amount of reading.
I'm reading Lord of the Rings right now, very slowly, but I'm reading through it. Very, very good to get into. Other than that, I generally like nonfiction stuff. I read through a lot of A People's History of the United States. Haven't read it. I read it a while ago. Really, really good. Tells you kind of like a general, broad understanding of kind of everything that happened from the beginning of the United States until present day, which was very, very, very good. Other than that, I'm trying to think. One of my tattoos I want to get is kind of based off of like a book / short story, which is called The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, and it's also like tied into one of my favorite band's albums, which is Albatross from A Classic Rhyme, which we'll delve into that
yeah.
topic. We were actually going to do that topic today,
Yeah.
until I improv'd the topic that we did instead.
Dude, Dachshund.
So yeah, Dachshunds, which kind of revolves around pretty much a sailor. He's like sailing a ship and he sees like an albatross. Very, very short synopsis of what happens. So there's a lot more details. But he sees an albatross and he shoots it down, kind of in like a very like egotistical manner, like he rules a kind of world manner. Shoots it down and it kind of lands in his boat. And then as he's sailing, he starts going through a bunch of different like trials and tribulations, and a lot of issues are coming up. Losing his other sailors and other stuff on set. Holy moly, worked high five too much. On ship and stuff. And so the way he conquers it is by putting the albatross over his neck, and it's kind of like owning up to his burdens and kind of like living through it and pushing through it. And so I like that. It's very an albatross is like a metaphor for I don't know if it's a metaphor. It's a symbol for your kind of like your burdens and stuff. Which I want to get like an albatross wing tattooed on my arm here eventually.
Awesome.
That'd be pretty cool.
And then the other one, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is fantastic.
Oh,
read it
yeah.
in school,
I read that
read
in
it outside
college.
of school as well.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good.
It
very
is not
intelligent.
what you think like the Frankenstein story is at all.
Oh, not at all. It deals with a lot of kind of like real world, like it's like
social
imagine,
issues.
yeah, very, very, a lot of social issues, but a lot of like deep thought, like
Yeah,
you kind of
that
have to
too.
think about as well.
Yeah.
So reading it in school, I didn't have like the right mindset towards it.
Because you have to do it.
Really,
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. Yeah, after reading it from there, and then I read like a book by like not Albatross, a book by one of my favorite bands, As Cities Burn. Their drummer wrote it.
Oh wait, which book is that?
It's written by Aaron Lunsford. Very, very good. Talks about their whole history. I think your brothers have it now. Micah read
read
it and he
that.
really liked it. Very, very good, and I just like that kind of nonfiction stuff. But I delve into it, but I don't do it all the time like I should. I go in spurts of it.
Woods, do you read a lot?
Not quite. If I am gonna read anything, it's kind of like Tanner. I like to read a lot of history stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of lost stories, not the show Lost, but like, lost history stories.
Yeah.
But for books, I love Goosebumps.
Yes, dude.
I love the Goosebump books where you could choose your path.
Yes.
You had to go to a certain page.
Yeah.
Also, another a good series is Falling Up. That poem book.
Oh, that's written by Shel Silverstein?
I believe so, actually.
Yes, I think so. Really, really good if that's the same one I'm thinking of. Has like the cool
It's
artwork
weird
on the front.
drawings. Yeah.
White book, right?
Yeah.
I understand that.
Nice.
Some pretty cool, weird poems are hilarious. Gunner, that's all I got.
Yeah. Right now, I'm working my way through C.S. Lewis books.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really enjoying him because he's very the way he speaks is a lot different from how we speak now, and his vocabulary is a lot bigger than mine is. So I definitely learn a lot from it. But the main stuff that I read, for the most part, is a lot more like nonfiction and just religious pieces. So anything that has to do, but it doesn't even have to be like Christian books, but like anything in terms of like Muslim, Catholic.
It's always good to get smarter on those.
Yeah,
things.
like tons of different religions. I just love like learning about them and kind of just growing in terms of understanding people and the reasons they follow the stuff that they follow.
Yeah.
And C.S. Lewis, the one that I just finished is called A Grief Observed, which is it's a very dark book. It's about his wife dying from cancer and the grief that he went through during that time. So it's just very, very deep book. It's a religious book as well, kind of just talking about his walk with God during that whole period. So it's really interesting.
Also a song by Abel, A Grief Observed.
Yeah, Grief Observed. Abel, amazing band. But yeah, C.S. Lewis, Bible, and like stuff like that. So more religious, like historical. I do like autobiographies and stuff like that too.
Nice.
So.
Nice. Thanks again for tuning in to another edition of the Pop Off. Make sure you search GunGomz on YouTube if you want to watch the video portions that we do. We upload Monday through Friday, so make sure to search for that. And don't forget, we upload the audio version on iTunes and on Spotify. But thanks again for listening, and make sure to tune in next week.